my wake up call is I was obsessing about the scale number again. It was, if I was down a pound, I had a great day.
Why am I not eating this burger? Why am I not eating that? And I had to like mentally remind myself, I'm like, wait, I need to do this for my metabolism purposes. But again, that was so much harder for me coming off of the show than going into the show.
Mine was the number, was seeing my calories.
Oh yeah.
I was like, or not even the calories, but also the carbs. I was like 150 grams of rice a meal.
Yeah.
You want me to eat that much?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of rice.
Well, thanks guys for coming on. It was all of our first time at the Idaho show this year, so I thought it'd be a cool time to just sit down and collectively talk about everybody's experiences and what made you want to get into it. Because, like 1% of people actually end up doing it, and out of the thousands of people that say they're going to do it, and then actually following through is another story. So
that is true.
Yeah, it was pretty cool being able to talk to you, watching you at the gym, going through your transformation. Seeing all your stuff you went through and your backstory and everything. Like, everybody's got such a cool story, so we got some great stories to tell here. We'll just do like a little introduction if you want, and then just kind of what got you into thinking about doing your first show and your backstory. So, Mike, you want to start off?
Yeah, absolutely. So, my name is Mike Wheeler. I don't know how much backstory we need. I'm 51 years old, welder by trade. I started teaching at the College of Western Idaho like 12 years ago. So I run their welding and machine tool program. So I've had an active job pretty much my whole life. And most of my life, I was like morbidly obese. I was 180 pounds in the 6th grade. And my high weight was probably 310, probably in my early 30s after we had kids. I've got married, 25-year anniversaries next year. Wow. Twin boys, they're 22, turning 22 next week. Struggled with my weight my whole life, and finally, probably right around COVID time, just decided that wasn't who I wanted to be, and went through that whole thing and lost a ton of weight. And a year ago, I did a test cut. I wanted to see what I could do. I wanted to see how lean I could get. Started in January and cut out, and a guy I worked with at the gym. It was funny because he's the guy that I always looked at like, man, I want to look like him someday. And then he started coming up to me. He's like, God damn, like you look great. You should do a show. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, you should totally do a show. So he was kind of the guy that kind of made me think I should even attempt to do it. Right. So test cut went well. This spring did the same thing and got even leaner and did my first show and it's funny because I had a wonderful experience. It was so much better than I thought it was going to be. The people were so much better than I thought they were going to be. I had no idea. Like we were just saying, none of us had ever even been to a show before, really, right? So I had no idea what the people were going to be like. I had expectations in my head that I'd made up of these people that were going to be super competitive, and and it was not like that at all. They were all kind and welcoming, and it was a great experience, start to finish. And I'm never going to do it again. We can talk about why that is later, but it was like, it was great. If anybody ever asked me if they should do a show, absolutely do a show. Maybe it's for you, it's not for me, but it was a great experience. I had a great time. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, Paige. And then you got a great story too of where you started.
I started at my highest weight was 214. Got down all the way to show to 143, so 70 pounds. What made me think I went
What was the time span on that?
From September of 24.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good. That's fast.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but I went to Disney. I was on the flight home from Disney, and I looked at pictures, and I was like, something's got to change. I was into group fitness a lot, and I was an instructor teaching, and moved here and then stopped, and I was like, what the hell? So went to Disney, and I was like, okay, that was fun for a week. And so I was like, well, we're just gonna do this. So 3D also, why bodybuilding? So I told my husband on the plane, I was like, I want to do a show. He's like, okay, why? And I was like, I don't know. I just want to do it. So I met with 3D, the owners of 3D, the next day when I got home, and then I started with Charlie, and I was like, oh, here we go.
What was it
So-
about Disneyland that switched the
Pictures.
plan?
Just how you
pictures,
looked.
How I looked,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I did really good at hiding it until pictures, like, because I mean, I'll look at pictures and I'm like, oh, I did really good at hiding that. But there was one picture in Disney that I was like, nope.
What'd you do to hide it?
Just wore baggy clothes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as a female, that's what we do.
I usually put my kids in front of me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So, but yeah, baggy clothes as a female. And I still, to this day, will sometimes do it. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, no. But, so yeah, I was 34 then. And I was just like, nope, we're going to do it. And then I wanted to do bikini. And then I was like, no, I don't want to do bikini.
Yeah, I don't even understand like the whole differences because my wife was like, maybe one day I'll do it. Which one should I do? And I was like, I don't even know the differences between all of them.
I had to Google all the different. Like I knew there were different classes. I had no idea what they were,
one?
what their
Yeah.
focus was, or any of that stuff. It's wild.
Yeah. And I didn't understand how many women are involved in it. Like,
Oh my
you think of
gosh.
bodybuilding and you just think like all these big old dudes, and then
Yeah.
you look at the roster and it's like
All women.
60% women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All women.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was what it was. I did the math. It was almost like 1/3 was men and 2/3 were women. It
I
was something
believe
like
that.
that.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to I work at CWI and they have an exercise science program. I just got my degree through there, and part of that was I had to go talk to a trainer, and I talked to Big John Fitness. He trains like top level people, right?
Yeah.
And I in that was my first kind of exposure to somebody who was into bodybuilding, and he kind of said that I had no idea, but like women pretty much finance all the shows. All their entry fees are what finances all these shows because there's so many of them, and I was just like, what?
I believe that now.
Yeah, I had no idea, and even when he said
there's
that,
a
I was like, no way.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the roster comes, I'm like, Jesus,
Yep.
it's a lot of girls.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
girls.
Yeah.
For sure.
So that's my story, and I'm married. Been married, 14 years.
Dang.
14 years. My husband, and we have a dog. No kids. That's it. And he just is along for the ride with me.
I
He
like it.
literally, people are like, "Are you gonna do it?" He gets asked all the time, especially people at the gym, and he's like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm just here to support my wife."
I can't imagine having both my wife and I doing it at the same time. We were thinking about that, and I was like, I'm pretty sure CPS would get involved if we
Yeah.
were both in a cut at the same exact time,
He did
doing the
eat.
same show.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he did
CPS
eat
would
with
definitely
me.
get
Yeah.
called.
Yeah, he started
Yeah.
eating my meals because I was like, I just food prep. So either you eat what I eat or you food prep. So he started food prepping his own stuff.
Yeah, I mean, sink or swim, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
At that
but
point.
that's my little backstory. Nothing special.
you-
70 pounds.
And
is what I
now,
got.
and now,
Awesome.
we're was it 2-3 weeks out? 3, 4? Actually, it's probably closer to a
month.
month
About a
out.
month,
now.
yeah, it's
Almost
like
a
a
month
month,
out,
yeah.
Yeah, it's been a month now. So,
Yeah.
and you got the cool story of all.
I do.
does.
Is it cool?
It is.
I guess. I'm Katie, and I am married to my husband. I was calculating while you were doing it to make sure I knew. We're going on 9 years this year. And we have 3 kids. They're 7, 6, and 4 currently. One turns 8 in a week. And I was diagnosed with breast cancer June 6th of 2025.
Okay.
I got the call that I had breast cancer, and I had a double mastectomy July 22nd. I had a reconstruction August 23rd, and then a final reconstruction November 26th, the day before Thanksgiving. I've always been in sports. I played college volleyball. I've always been active. Like, my parents played college sports. They coached in college, so both my degrees are in kinesiology. I teach in the kinesiology department at NNU out here. So fitness has always kind of been in my world, but I kind of got rocked with that, and I was unable to do much that was like a 5-month span with 3 surgeries. And I've always wanted to do a bodybuilding competition, but I've always like started and then stopped and then started and stopped with kids and life. And my husband kind of brought it up because I was like, man, I really want to try. And we were just looking at show dates, and the one in Idaho happened to fall on June 6th. And I was like, how cool would that be to get on stage, whether I win or not, but just to get on stage after like a year to the date and switching
Exactly.
that date from like a crappy date to like a cool date.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what got me into it. So I hired a coach in January when I was able to start lifting again, and then just kind of went for it. So I loved it. I thought it was great. I'm doing more. I'm not a one and done. My husband is also now in it, so he's doing the show in October.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we did talk about that though. On we will never prep for the same show together. Ever.
We want to save our marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would like our marriage to last to year 10.
Yeah.
So now it's kind of cool to see him. He got to like support me through it, and now I get to support him, and like he's excited about it. So yeah, that's kind of how I ended up doing it. I liked Fit Model. Go Fit Model. When you're
I
asking about like
agree.
the different divisions, I guess the different divisions, Fit Model is more of like an entryway into, I believe. It's less
like you
it's
can-
less muscle mass
Yeah,
needed.
and you can do everything.
And
you
you-
can go for a hike. You can go for a run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
feel like bikini is, I have so much respect for bikini girls because that's a lot of muscle mass to put on. And I think bikini is so awesome, but I knew physiologically in the time frame I had, I couldn't put on that much muscle mass
Yep.
in the amount of time it would be. So I ended up Fit Model. I really like Fit Model. I thought it was fun. And yeah, I agree. Everyone was so nice backstage.
So nice.
So nice. I was a little nervous about that. And I was kind of alone because I didn't have a team and my coach wasn't there. So,
Yep.
But everyone was super nice.
I was freezing.
Yeah, it was cold. It was cold. But were you guys all sweating at athlete check-in though? It was so hot.
was
People
so
were
hot.
like
No,
sweating
I,
off their
was,
tans.
I was talking to girls
Yeah.
in line. I was like, God, I hope they run the AC tomorrow. Otherwise, it's going to be a
Yeah,
disaster.
because that was
Oh.
awful.
Yeah.
And everyone's like sweating their tans off.
Yeah.
And then like you get to show day and you're like, oh my God, it's so cold.
I was like, am I shivering or am I shaking because I'm nervous?
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
at this point. Was I shivering?
Yeah, for sure.
It was funny talking to Jeremy during your cut because he was like, I'm just over here enjoying all this rice and Katie's just hating me.
Well, now he's like, now I'm
The
laughing
reverse,
because I'm
yes.
reversing with a new coach. I'm actually using the same coach as my husband now, who is awesome for Iron Physiques. And now my husband's starting his cut for prep, and he's like, eat another 80 grams of carbs. I'm like, oh, darn, I have to eat more today.
Dang it.
We go have that burger.
Yes.
Yeah.
My
that?
husband did that a couple of times.
Yeah.
He would get, I am a chip dip kind of person, and
Oh.
he would get queso, and I would just sit there and smell it. And he's like, he would just laugh at me, and I was
Just
like,
give me the smells.
Yeah,
let me
just
just
give me the
smell it
smell.
for a second. Like literally beginning, end of May, I did it. Like he'll tell you, I literally smelled his queso.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, this smells so good. This is pathetic, but this.
I felt like 5 weeks out was the hardest point for
Oh my
me.
gosh.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, it was that 5 week mark, and I was just like, why am I doing this? Like, I am miserable. Why? And I wasn't that miserable, but it was just
No, it was a
5
mental
weeks was
thing.
the worst week
Mhm.
for me. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm never gonna make it. This is never gonna come. And you've already been doing it since January, so it's not. You only have 5 weeks left, but
Yeah.
5 was hard.
Yeah.
I was like, do I just give up now? Like,
I had to take a break. It was probably about halfway. I had to take like a 3-week break because like I wasn't gonna hold it together, and I think that helped. But yeah, it was like, and then just it was like probably 4 or 5 weeks out. It was just terrible.
Mhm.
And then as I got closer to show day, like peak week was the easiest week of my whole cut,
Mhm.
and I wasn't expecting that. And I think I just given up. Right, my body just like, well, I guess we're gonna die. You know, I guess we're just
gonna
starving to
die.
death. Okay,
Yeah,
you know,
here
and
we are.
but yeah, it was weird. I don't know what it was, but it was the same deal. It was just like, I don't know. I was demoralized. I wasn't getting the food I wanted. I wasn't enjoying time with my family like I wanted to. I thought I looked like crap. Just everything, and it was just like, God damn, why am I doing this? And yeah, but we got over it.
Yeah.
But God damn.
How long did you put yourself through a prep?
I started probably second week of January.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's about when I started mine. If you would have asked me a year ago when I left the prison, like, are you going to do a bodybuilding show? It was funny because actually June 7th was the date that I left the prison, and it was on a Saturday. And so, like, a whole year later, it would have been June 6th, but, like, one day
Mhm.
later. So it was interesting that, like, that was also for me, like, an interesting day. And my son, which has been a big part of my life, has autism and stuff, and his birthday is June 6th.
Okay.
So it was
See, it's
like,
a good date.
it was, yeah,
That's a
it was
good
like,
reason.
okay, well, it's meant to be. I seen
Yeah.
it was June 6th. I was like, frick, now I kind of got to do this. I was always like, I shouldn't say I was always going back and forth, but people had always been like, you got to try at least doing one. You got to do one. And then, yeah, being at 3D, like, you're at a gym where it's pretty much a predominantly bodybuilding
It
gym,
is. Okay.
and like
True.
everybody's there, and they're all kind of, you see people going through their preps, and people honestly just like hating life because they're like just doing the
It's true.
stairs, and they're just like getting, you can see them like depleting and
Yep.
everything, and then they get done and they're so excited. They're like, "Oh, this is the best time ever." It's like, really? Your face didn't show it. Like, I was watching you, you know. And then I don't know. I think got to a point where around in January, I looked in the mirror and I was like, "You're a fitness coach, and you're not looking like you're a fitness coach." You know, like I was back up to my original weight that I had started at when I did my original cut of like my just losing weight. Like I was at 230, 232 or something like that. Granted, like I put on a lot more muscle in the second cut, so like it's not all exactly the same metrics, but looking in the mirror, it was definitely looking pretty chunky. And I was like, you know what? I was a big believer like the whole misogi thing. I don't know if you guys ever heard that. It's like a Japanese, I don't know, the tradition where they do like 1 year defying event
Okay.
where like you do something that's hard.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep.
So like in 2023,
I
I
did
did
that.
my you know, my weight loss journey, cut all that. I also did like a 10K. That was my first time. So then the next year I did like a cert academy for the prison, and I did a half marathon. And then I don't know, I guess 2025 I left my career. So I was like, well, that's a pretty crazy one. So I was like, I need something for 2026. This will be it. But usually it's like a one event and then not like a 6-month thing,
Right.
which was
Right.
like pretty crazy to think about. And then I was like, all right, let's do it. So then, yeah, I just talked to the trainer there, and he'd been trying to get me to do one for a while, and his wife, and they're both very, very into it. He just got his pro card like a week ago, so that was
Nice.
cool. So yeah, I was like, all right, let's do it. I'll just do men's physique because I don't want to go into the Speedo yet. So, and I have another buddy that worked out there, and he did the men's physique, and he was like, I'll help you out like with the posing and stuff, and so that was interesting. I think posing was definitely my hardest part. You know, dieting is pretty much dieting.
Yep.
You know it's gonna suck. You don't realize how hard posing is.
It's true.
And also for men's physique, like I was also very surprised at how quick it goes.
Yeah.
Cause like I'm posing with my training coach Karen or posing coach Karen, and we're like doing half-hour sessions and stuff, and you know, she tells you it's gonna be quick, like, and you're gonna forget what you're gonna do the first time,
Yep.
and she, like everything she
Yep.
said was exactly correct.
Yep.
And I get out there, and then I'm like, oh, that's it. But like as we got out there, you remember like there was kind of like a stutter, like I was waiting for them to say, okay, start
And
your
go, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we're standing there like, oh shit, we're supposed to be posing right
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had one other guy that was with us, and he just did a show for like OPC Naturals or something like 3 weeks prior when I was talking to him. So he kind of had some idea, and he was already hitting his pose
Yeah,
and
we're
stuff.
like-
And I'm
we're
like,
like,
oh,
oh.
shoot, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then it was like front pose, back pose, whatever, and then
And we were gone.
that was it.
Yep.
Yeah, and I was like, that was 6 months of work for
Yep.
20
Yep,
seconds.
yep.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
And yeah, it was crazy, but no, I'm glad I did it under the belt. It'll probably be a couple more years before I return. Just build back, work on building the business and stuff, and build my family back up. I'm sure they went through some torture. So
Yeah, my wife was a trooper, and I ran into the grocery store, and I was like, I didn't probably understand how bad I was to be in the house with, because she's so she's supportive to a fault. Like she's, no matter what idiotic idea I've got, she's like, you can do it. Like you should do this, right? And by the end of it, I was like, I'm not really into this. I don't think I'm going to do another show. And she's like, yeah, no, you're not. Like, nope, you're
She's
not
like,
doing that.
absolutely not.
I was like, oh, it was like that, huh? She's like, yeah, you're not doing this again.
She can not be nice now.
She can not be
It's
nice.
done.
Yeah, and she can stop supporting
supported.
me and actually be honest with me. You know, it's like, yeah, it's not good for you. And she's totally right. It wasn't good for me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, my wife said I surprised her and I was better than I was, because she's like, yeah, I hate hangry Matt, and she's like, you were a lot better than I thought you were gonna be, because I was just preparing myself. So I've gone on like these spurts, like I'm fasting for the weekend, and I'll make like a 72-hour fast into like 12 hours, and I'm like, okay,
yeah,
my family can't take this, and I can't take this. We're done. And then she's like, no, you did better than I thought. Not saying I was perfect, that's for sure, because
Yeah.
there's only so much eating the same thing over and over and over again. It's kind of like, all right, whatever.
yeah.
But yeah, like you said, like your body just shuts down, and you're like, all right, this is gonna suck. Like this is the suck factor. Let's keep going.
Yeah, that is. I don't think it was even the hangriness. It was I get super obsessive about stuff, and it was, you know, and that's part of why I'm not going to do this again. Is my like I've got disordered eating. That's why I was a big fat guy, and then when I lost the weight, I gave myself probably something akin to anorexia, where like I was starving myself and punishing myself with cardio and all that stuff, and the problem I have, my personal problem with bodybuilding is that you have to obsess, right? Otherwise, it doesn't work. You can't do a prep without obsessing about food, and that was bringing back all the binge eating triggers and the no, I'm not gonna. No, I know I should eat something right now, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna, you know. And it was just like my wife's watching me do this, and she knows me pretty well. We've been married we've been together like 27 years, and she knows me really well, and she's seeing this, and she's kind enough not to say anything. She knew it would derail me, but she's like, this is all like, she saw me struggling, and more than I probably could see myself struggling, and yeah, it was really my wake up call. Is I was obsessing about the scale number again. It was, you know, if I was down a pound, I had a great day. No matter what happened at work, I was gonna have a great day. Doing everything right, put on 2 pounds of water overnight, and I know it's water. Rational, I know it's water, but it's not rational. Right. And so my day was ruined, and I was in a pissy mood, and you know, and it's just like, no, I can't do this. So, but it was one of those things like 10 years ago, I said this to guys. 10 years ago, if you said, Mike, 10 years are going to be either be an astronaut or be on a bodybuilding stage, I'd be like, sweet, I'm going to be an astronaut. I'm going to be in space. It's going to be awesome, right?
Yeah.
So to be able to do it, like I heard a quote somebody's talking about. It's like I haven't quit bodybuilding. I finished it. I did it, and I'm done now. I don't have to do that again. So, but it was, like I said, it was a great experience. I would absolutely. I would not do it. Like I would, given it over again, I would do the exact same thing. Because until you get on stage, like you're not a bodybuilder. I don't think you can't call yourself a bodybuilder unless you've greased up and gone up. And you haven't done it. You're not a bodybuilder.
Greased up and glued and tanned.
What was your 3 weeks off like? What did that look like when you said you reset for 3 weeks?
It was probably maintenance plus I was probably in a 300 calorie surplus, just trying to get my. It was really more sanity than it was physical. Because I love, like, I used to be a big fat guy. Food's a huge part of my life. I love to cook. And for my family, for everybody's family, food's a big deal, right? But for my family, that was my thing is I cook cool meals, you know, I make bread, I bake stuff, all this stuff. And it was more losing that than it was the food. I can diet forever. Yeah. You know, it's the lack of enjoyment I got. And I felt like I was letting my family down. We'd have these big dinners and like, oh, Dad's being lame again. So my rock bottom on my cut was one of my sons, we're having lunch, and I'm making my own food, and I had a bunch of like snap peas, and I threw them in a pan with some soy sauce and some cornstarch to make a sauce, and put it on a plate, and I knew that it was like 105 calories, and I was going to fill me up, and my son looked at me like, that's the saddest thing I've ever seen. Like, that is just so sad, you know, and I was like, yeah, but it's all I can do. That's all I've got right now. And it was just like, man, this sucks. So, like, the mental side of it for me was way harder than the physical side. So
I thought the mental side was harder coming out. So for me, prep, there was something I was working towards, and being like a competitive athlete, I was like, it made sense in my brain. I'm like, we're doing this for a purpose. So then I had my reverse out. I'm still keeping my calories lower. Like, I'm slowly reversing out to try not to balloon, right? With my coach. And that was so much harder because I'm like, well, I technically could eat this. I'm not going on stage. Like I could do this. Like, why am I not eating this burger? Why am I not eating that? You know? And I had to like mentally remind myself, I'm like, wait, I need to do this for my metabolism purposes. But again, that was so much harder for me coming off of the show than going into the show, is to not like, because there was nothing you're not really working towards anything.
There was not a single restriction.
No reason you couldn't, right? You just shouldn't.
You just shouldn't. Like, and my coach was like, here, like, because I switched coaches right after my show. My new coach set up my, plan, and he was like, here, we're going to start you on this. But I had been so depleted by prior coach that like I had to slowly come out because I was way too low on everything. And so to slowly come out of it, everyone will ask you after, what are you going to eat? What's the first thing you're going to eat? How much are you going to drink? What are you going to do? And I'm like, well, I'm still kind of in, like, I feel like it's a show, and then there's like backwards prep because you have to kind of go out slowly, which a lot of people don't understand. So like, why aren't you eating that now? well, I won't, like, you're my friends are like, you can eat whatever you want. I'm like, well, not really. Like, if I don't want to balloon up or like I'm working towards other goals. And so that was harder, I think, for me than the actual prep itself was coming off and being, and other people not understanding that either.
Right.
Like asking like, well, you're not doing a show right now.
Why are you still starving
Yeah.
yourself?
Why are you not eating anything and everything you want? And I'm like, well, I'm still trying to like maintain my muscle mass and my metabolic health so I don't spiral myself into another hole. But yeah, that was way harder for me was the after the show.
Mine was the number, was seeing my calories.
Oh yeah.
I was like, or not even the calories, but also the carbs. I was like, 150 grams of rice a meal?
Yeah.
You want me to eat that much?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of rice. But it's not, though.
Yeah.
It's not. It's normal.
Right. Yeah. Like we talk about the disordered eating.
Yeah.
Like that's where I think bodybuilding could be really hard. Especially if you don't have kind of like a background in how that works.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at a number on a scale and, okay, this is what I have to get to. And stage lean is not sustainable long term for
No.
your health
That
at
lean
all.
is
No.
not.
That lean
lean's
is not normal.
Mm-mm.
But once you're there, it's like, wow, this is great. Like,
That's hard to understand mentally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and everyone's commenting on your physique, like you look great, like you look this. So you're like,
Like,
oh,
but I'm
this
so
is
depleted.
awesome. You're like, I can't breathe, and they're like, no, you look awesome. And then you're like, so then when you start to get to normal body composition, you're like, God, I look terrible.
Yep.
And you're like, but I look like a normal human. And you're like, I'm eating too many calories. I'm like, I'm at 2,000 calories. That's not a lot. That's pretty average. But the disordered eating part of it can get, I could see that being a huge problem.
How did you do your reverse then?
I ate everything. I ate absolutely everything.
Okay,
I was-
everything in sight.
Everything. So I went on. It was kind of funny. So the show was the 6th. We went on vacation the 7th. We
Nice.
drove to the coast, and my anniversary is on the 8th.
Okay.
So we went to the coast. It was family. We do a family vacation every year. Had a great time, but since I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this again. You know, I ate everything. It was interesting because I made these grandiose plans, like, oh man, I'm gonna buy a cake and I'm gonna do this, right? And I started eating junk food, and I felt so terrible.
Mhm.
Oh.
I was like, no, I not just I don't want to eat that. I can't eat that anymore.
Mhm.
I can have little bites,
Yep.
Right.
but like Fat Mike can never do that again. Like it's just it was really enlightening for me. And I drink about, I don't know, 6 or 7 times a year, a little bit. I'll have a beer once in a while. And the night we got there, like me and my sons they're of age, and man, we got wasted.
Good
And
for you.
it's been so long
Good
since
for
I've been
you.
hungover. I didn't realize how bad that
Yeah.
was.
Oh.
Dude, it like ruined the next 2 days.
Oh.
It didn't ruin it, but I was like, man, why do I feel so crappy? Oh, that's what you're hungover. That's what that is. Yeah, I had these grandiose plans. I was gonna, I'm gonna mix these drinks, and then like I didn't have another drink on that vacation for like 4 days.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm over it. But yeah, I gained like 17 pounds while I was on vacation, and it was weird because I got back and I think I won't say I looked better, but I was way bigger. I looked way better in a t-shirt, right? I didn't realize how depleted I really was, and because nobody can put on 17 pounds of fat
No.
in a week.
No.
But that's how little water and glycogen I had in my system,
Yep.
right? It was
Exactly.
like, God damn.
Mhm.
And for me, so I did bodybuilding. What I really love to do is run, right? So I've actually got a race tomorrow. I do 10Ks. I've done half marathons. Now I do 10Ks because it's too hard on my knees. But like the bodybuilding prep was so disruptive to my running training because like I was getting lighter and lighter and lighter. I had no energy. I couldn't train. I carved up. Part of that 3-week off was I carved up for the famous potato 10K, and I managed to PR that. But like it's just so I couldn't do hardly any real training for it because I was so depleted, and I was like, I'd rather run. And and bodybuilding isn't healthy. It can be not unhealthy, but it's not healthy per se, right? So I just realized like if I'm going to dedicate time and training to something, I'd rather eat to support my performative goals rather than a physique goal, and do something that I think is additive to my health. Like I think running and all the cardio I like to do is additive to my health, and that's why. And the other, the camaraderie, I can totally see how people would get hooked on bodybuilding because it is a cool experience. But I do 6 or 8 races a year, so I kind of get that camaraderie on the start line.
You get that, yeah.
And so I have that outlet, and I think if you didn't have that outlet, I think bodybuilding would be super appealing because it's such a it's such a cool group of people. I was so shocked at how awesome they all were.
Yeah,
So
I agree. I didn't know what I thought the same thing, that I was going to walk in there and people were going to judge me.
yeah,
And my husband said that he's like, you're going to get back there, and he's like, you're going to start to then petite yourself. And I was like, nope, not doing it. And he asked me at prejudging, he's like, how do you feel backstage? I was like, actually good. Said it's not what we expected. I met a lot of nice people who are very supportive. And he's like, oh really? I was like, yeah. He's like, okay. I was like, yeah, it's not what YouTube says.
no, and I think we're exposed to the pro level people, that it is hyper competitive and they are that type of person,
Yeah,
right?
I'm sure.
But that's not, that's 1% of the sport.
Right.
The rest of them are just normal humans trying to do their thing and having a good time and being normal humans, being supportive and kind and it was probably honestly the big eye opener. That was a bigger eye opener than getting spray tanned. Was how cool the people were. So
Yeah, that's a whole interesting thing there. I was preparing for having to get down to like putting a sock on, or they were saying like they had this whole list of everything you needed to buy, and I bought it all.
yeah, me too.
And so I'm sure that her Amazon affiliate link made a bunch of money because I'm sure she's got to have an affiliate link, otherwise she's dumb.
Yep.
But I was not I was like thinking from everybody else's experience, they're like, no, you're gonna have to just put a sock on and that's it. And I was like, oh gosh, this sucks. And then I get there and she's like, nah, just hike up your boxers.
Yep.
You're fine if you're physique. And I was like, oh, good. All right, sweet. And but that was a whole interesting experience too, just getting spray tanned. And you're like, what in the world?
No, it was weird, and it was that night. It was probably the worst night of sleep I've had in a long time, and I thought I was hot and sweaty, and I was actually cold, but I couldn't tell the difference because I felt sticky. Like I was,
Sticky,
it was just,
so
it was
sticky.
bizarre. It was like I had no idea, but it was like terrible sleep. But besides the stress of
I was
like
gonna say,
I got to get
I
up
think
tomorrow morning, but I'm gooey, and I'm wearing weird stuff to bed that I don't wear, and it's just like, ugh.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was weird.
I was up at 2 a.m. anyway because I had just had that pattern for like a couple of weeks prior anyway. But I was like, all right, well, we're up. And then, it was just interesting. Like, it scared myself going in the bathroom and looking in the mirror like, oh, yeah, I forgot I got spray tan last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I did the do-it-yourself one. So I did that.
okay.
So Jeremy helped me do the do-it-yourself one. Honestly, if you're ever, I know you're not doing another one, but if you're ever doing another
Good
one
to
again,
know.
that one, so much less stressful.
And less money, I'm
And
sure.
I don't know. I mean, the kit's pretty expensive. I think everything about bodybuilding is expensive. Yeah, but it was just way more like you do 2 coats 2 nights before, and then you wash it off in the morning, and then you do it again. And like Jeremy helped me, and it was just like you do your own like rub. It's just like rubbing on lotion. And then I was like dry because a lot of girls were like worried about going to the bathroom and like splashing on their legs. And like, I'm like, oh, wow, that sounds terrible. And so, but by the time I was there, I was already in my full tan and dry. So I didn't have to worry about like sweating off a spray tan because some girls were freaking out because it was so hot.
Yeah.
And they were like sweating that off. But yeah, I was nervous. I was so nervous to do my own. But my good friend Heather, who does all the bodybuilding competitions, she's like, no, you're doing your own. I'm like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, we all do our own. I'm like, okay. And she's like, you can do it.
Did you do a spray tan?
Yep.
What was that experience like for you?
Well, my past life, I was a salon, they're called salon directors, which is a manager when we lived in North Carolina at a tanning salon. So I kind of knew about spray tan. So it wasn't really, to me, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
To me, it was fine. I have done many spray tans, fully clothed, with garments on, without garments on, with complete strangers. To me, that part didn't matter to me. So the darkness scared the crap out of my husband. He's like, oh, you're Mexican again? And I was like, hey. And then I forgot to bring a towel. And then I got it over my Bronco seats. And he's like, oh, we should have brought the truck. I was like, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
And he's like, so you're going to go home with just a robot? And I said, yep. He's like, that's all? I was like, yep, that's all that's on.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, okay, well, what if we need to stop anywhere? I said, then you're going inside?
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you, bud. He's like,
Yeah.
this is weird. And I was like, yep. So.
That and then the other thing, probably only, I don't know if the males will, but trying to shave your armpits
Oh, yeah.
becomes impossible because they're like deep crevices as
Yes.
you get lean.
Yes.
And things that you don't think about, you're like, what is happening here? Like to your body, like just weird. There's so many weird things in bodybuilding that you don't think about, and then they're happening, and you're like, is this normal? Like,
Yeah.
I've never shaved my legs before.
Yeah.
That was a weird one.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't really have any direction on what to do, but I was like, I'm pretty sure everybody's like just clean shaved and everything. So I was like, I'm just going to do it. Like, sure. And I figured, well, it's probably best for like the spray tan because I'm sure that that'll show up even better if you have hair.
Yep.
And I didn't really do a skin prep as well as I should have. I read the thing like the week of, and they're like, "Oh, you should have been doing this like 4 weeks prior." And I'm like, "Well, we got 1 week."
Yep.
So,
yeah, and it was funny. Like probably the best thing I did for my physique for this whole thing was shaving, and I started tanning in January, probably November of last year. Just going to the tanning booth in the gym. That's probably like the best improvement I made to my physique over this whole cut. Was being like shaving my chest and my back and having some kind of tan. Like it makes a huge difference. It was funny that spray tan. The contest night, we went out. I had some giant burger and a beer, and I'm walking out of the restaurant, and the head waiter was like, he pulled me. He's like, "God damn, you look awesome," and I was like, "Dude, I just did a bodybuilding show. I hope so."
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it was the skin color.
Yep.
Like I was shiny and looked great, and it was
Oiled up.
like all smooth and sticky looking. So, but yeah, it made a big difference.
Yeah, after I got off stage for the comparisons part, I was like, well, I guess this is done. Because I told my buddies to come at like 10 o'clock in the morning. Because I was like thinking it was going to take a while. Because I was like, oh, I'm the fourth, class. And it's got to go. But I was thinking like everything that happened at night was going to happen in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like 9:45 and we were off stage. And I was like, I called my buddies. I was like, don't worry about coming. I'll meet you somewhere else. Like, we'll just chill. I just went and hit like a bunch of garage sales before or afterwards. And then I felt weird. I was like walking up. I was like, gosh, they're going to say something because I look all tan.
Yeah, did you see that guy?
Yeah. And it was like a cloudy day and stuff. So it wasn't like I don't know. I guess you could have been tan before that, but it didn't look like a natural
It wasn't
tan.
normal. It wasn't
Yeah.
normal.
I thought it looked good, but it did not look natural at all.
Yeah.
No, it looks good under the lights
Yep.
on stage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not walking around in the gym.
No.
My son's flag football team had their party the day after the competition.
Oh, wow.
So, and they all knew I was doing it, like his coach and
Yeah.
but like I'm rolling up the next day to this like 8-year-old flag football party, and I'm like still got this tan on. It just looks ridiculous.
The day after washed
Looks
out
ridiculous.
tan looks a lot better
Yeah.
though. It
Yeah.
looks
That's
like, oh,
true.
okay, this is like kind of golden. This
Yeah.
is
Kind
nice.
of golden.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like it faded pretty naturally, and it didn't like the whole week I was on vacation. It looked pretty. I was probably we went to Whidbey Island, Washington. I was probably the tannest guy on the whole island.
Yeah.
They never see any sun over there. But but dude, I'm still finding like I'll clean my ears now, and I'll still get a little bit of that stuff. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
It
Yeah.
stays on
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
The staying power of that stuff was wild. Like if they stuck tiles in the space shuttle with that stuff, like that stuff is amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like it's showers and scrub, and it's still there. So
Yeah. So I did the Idaho one, and then a week later I had Salt
yeah.
Lake.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I couldn't really go and have like burgers and
Yep.
everything else after the Idaho one. So yeah, we were done, and then I think I just went home and ate my sway again like that night. Like I'm back on it. Like
You and
Was
your
that
One
a
more
way
week.
better experience for you having just done it, so you had a way better idea of what everything was going to do?
Yeah, so I definitely knew what to do and what to look for after that, and I only had 3 people in my class, and I was like, I'm coming home with hardware either way. I'm just gonna have fun. This is gonna be a sick profile picture. Like I'm paying for pictures.
Yeah,
like
right.
Yep.
like whatever. Like just to enjoy it. Like you're not. My expectations were not much going into Salt Lake anyway because I knew it was a lot bigger show, and I
Okay.
was not gonna be a novice already. So, or I wasn't gonna be a true novice.
Right.
So
yeah.
I was.
Yeah.
Who did I didn't even know anybody there, and apparently I ended up going against some pretty well-known people. One guy has like 50,000 followers on Instagram. I didn't even know who he was, but then
Jesus.
somebody sent me, they're like, oh, this is cool. You're up on stage with this guy. And I was like, wow. And his wife was going through like her own cancer battle right
Oh,
now
wow.
and stuff. So he had a really good backstory, and he was like,
Oh.
it was crazy. I'll send you guys the person, but so that was interesting just because I couldn't eat that week, and then like I carved up a lot more on that second one than I did the first one. So I feel like I did look a little bit better on that second one
Mhm.
for sure. But I don't think I'd ever do another one of like 7 days in between.
Back to
Bang
back.
bang.
Back to
I
back.
feel like at least like 3 or 4 weeks would probably have been a good if I was going to do 2 like within the same season.
Mm-hmm.
But back to back, it's just not enough, at least for that first prep.
Yeah, you almost and that's so tight together. You almost can't even make adjustments for peak
Yeah.
week. Like
Right.
you,
Like an improvement.
yeah,
Yeah.
that would be rough.
Yeah, so it was like the first week it was like a little bit of carbs like the last couple days, and then the next week it was like a lot more carbs, but then still it was like good luck, like. And then the problem with the second one was I still had some remnants of the first tan.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
bet.
the second tan didn't want to stick, and I was all
Okay.
blotchy and stuff, and so they were like having to blot it out and stuff,
Right.
and I had to get like probably 3 coats because it was just
Ew.
it was bad. And then I'm in Utah, so that was a whole nother experience. We brought our own sheets and everything for the hotel
Yep.
because I was not going to get that charge, so we just stripped those sheets before I went and got my spray tan, put our own sheets on, and it's kind of nice because I didn't have to sleep with anybody because I didn't want to get. So
Yeah.
my wife and kids are all like piled up
On the
and-
other side.
Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
by themselves.
But then I went to Red Robin afterwards, and I carbed crazy. I was like, keep bringing the fries.
Yep.
Keep bringing them. Keep bringing them. Got like the big old the Royal burger with the egg on it and everything. And my eyes were definitely bigger than my stomach physically was.
Mhm.
And I've paid for it. I was just like so bloated.
Yep.
But the reverse for me was the hardest part too.
Mm.
Like, because I gained about 20 pounds, upwards of 20 pounds within that first 10 days. And it was like fluctuating, some of it, but it was always above 10 pounds, but it was like between 10 and 20 pounds. And like mentally, that sucks.
Dude, it's rough.
And you're looking, and I gained a fat tire around my midsection quick. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, and I was eating still pretty decent. Like, I was definitely, we went to Lagoon, and so we packed all of our own protein snacks and everything. And so felt like I was still doing good, but I did eat like, I split a funnel cake with my kids and stuff. So I wasn't like, nothing
Yeah.
was off the
Yeah.
limits, but I felt like I was still doing pretty good. Like, we went to the Western area where we got barbecue stuff, and so I was eating protein and all this other stuff, and I felt like I was good. I was not counting calories at all,
Yep.
but I just felt like I'm gonna eat as healthy as I can. But no, I came back, and then I would stand on my scale. I have like a human body scale, and so I didn't want to grab the handles, though. I just stepped on to see my weight, and it scared me, and I was like not gonna touch the handles at all.
Yeah.
And it was like probably for like a good 10 days afterwards, and I'm like, ugh. Finally I grabbed it on like I guess it was a week later, and I was down body fat percentage from my show date, but I was way heavier, and my muscle went up a
Yep.
little, like a few pounds, but I must have just been like all water and glycogen and everything else. But like looking in the mirror, I felt like a fat piece of shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the numbers are saying one thing, but my body's telling me another,
Yeah, and like, were you really a fat piece of shit, or is that just what your mind
That's
was?
your
Right,
mind.
It's-
Your
right.
mind.
Your
It
freaking
was
mind.
just screwing with you, right? And I was like, I would. My wife is she's so tolerant. Before I go to bed, I've got like right in front of my pantry, I've got a down light and a mirror in the bathroom that I can get. It's the best lighting in my house. Every night before I go to bed, I have to check and see if I still have abs. Because it's like that's the only thing
they're
that's keeping
gone.
me sane as my weight has gone up. Is like
Mine are
I've still
hanging
got
on
most of
my-
my abs. It's okay. You look great, Mike.
Yep.
It's okay. It's gonna be okay. Go to bed. But like it's so like it's not healthy, right? It's
No.
and it can be not unhealthy,
Right.
but it's rough, man.
To know what to
Yeah.
expect.
Yeah, and
Because I had no idea what to expect afterwards.
No, me neither.
I knew I was gonna put on weight. I didn't think I was get. And it was funny. Like it was so much weight, like 17 pounds, that all I did was laugh.
Yeah.
I was just like,
what do you
know,
do?
Yeah, I was
What
like,
do you
that's
do?"
I
awesome,
wasn't
man.
expecting that like 20-pound influx, and like I was like, what
Yeah.
in the I knew his water weight was gonna come back, obviously.
But holy cow, yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, I was like, all right, who do I need to call to get some Retta? What?
Yeah,
We
what?
hopping
Yeah.
back on?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Do I need to start taking the diuretic pills again? Like, I'm just gonna shed. Like, this
Yep.
sucks,
Yep.
Yeah, I only knew what to expect because of my friend Heather who had done it. Not my coach didn't even really tell me. But she was like, "Hey, like just so you know, like afterwards, it's not going to be fun, but stick to whatever the eating plan." She's like, "Have your meal." She was like, "Stick to whatever your eating plan is because you've been depleted for so long." She's like, "It's going to spiral." So she's like, "It's not going to be fun. It's going to be really hard to stay to a meal plan, but just stick with it. It does get
Yeah.
better." And she was like, "Your reverse is going to really set you up for like a healthy way." And
Mhm.
I think luckily for me, because of my background knowledge and my education in kinesiology and, exercise physiology is my degree, that I knew that it was not fat.
Yep.
Like I mentally can rationalize myself. And I think that's why for me, for bodybuilding, like I can see it either going extreme ways where people are getting disordered eating for
Mhm.
sure. But because I know the science behind it, it's a little easier for me to
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
like, okay, like that's definitely water weight and glycogen.
Yep.
Like I didn't gain 5 pounds of
Yeah.
fat
Yeah,
in a
you,
night.
you can talk yourself down off
I
the
can talk
ledge.
myself
Yeah.
down off the ledge, but I could see how someone who,
Who-
and I've found that a lot of people in bodybuilding world are ex-addicts
Mhm.
too, because it's another thing to use your addictive personality
Yes.
part of your brain for is the
Yep.
food and the tracking and
Yep.
the whatever.
The
So I see that.
fixation on it.
Yep.
So I see the fixation
Yep.
being definitely a thing that could spiral off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so my like addiction is super heavy in my family. Luckily or unluckily, mine ended up being food. But you know, dad was an alcoholic, mom was an alcoholic. And I joke with my kids, hey guys, be careful. You know, alcoholism doesn't run in our family; it drives. So so be careful. But my outlet and my obsession, right? And I think addiction's a huge topic, right? But I think it's a great observation because all those things that make addictive personalities really lend themselves to being successful in bodybuilding. And you know, obsessing about things and you know, fixating and all that stuff, like it's a blessing and a curse. It really can be. And I think if you can manage it, you can be successful.
Yeah.
And I don't think I can manage it
Yeah.
that well. Just my my history with being overweight and binge eating and all that kind of stuff. It's just it's. I have a bad feeling it would get out of control for me in one
Slippery
direction or
slope
another.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Food's a hard addiction because it's the only addiction you can't just stop.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
just
You
you
just
can't just say
stop.
no. You can't cold turkey
Yeah.
it.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, no. I give credit to my husband. During coming off show, I knew what to expect to eat. Oh, I was given my numbers. Wasn't given food. My coach told me, "You're smart. You've been doing this for a year and a half." I just kept with eating what I was eating, which was ground turkey. That's all I ate. I went from 99 to 93.
Yeah.
Splurged.
I got a little more fat in there. But I was actually having a conversation with my husband last week, and the scale went up 5 pounds, and I was like, "What the hell?" And he's like, "I'm gonna take that damn thing away." I was like, "Do it." He's like, "It's because of this. I mean, my husband is into fitness. He's a vet. He's really into all that. He understands it, and he's like, it's because of this. And he's like, if you're gonna obsess over that scale, we're throwing it away. I'm just taking it out." And I was like, okay. And then I got on the next day, and I was like, he's like, "You should not get on it every day." And I was like, yes, I should not get on that every day. You are correct.
You're correct.
But I was like, but it went down 3 pounds. And he's like, "See, I told you." He's like, "Fat doesn't just happen overnight."
Yeah.
So he's my big, huge, like, reality check as well as my supporter. And I'm like, if I didn't have him coming off of the show, yeah, it would have been not a good time.
Yeah.
So you did have some kind of a plan though afterwards? Like you were given numbers?
Yeah.
That would have been nice.
I could have shared mine with you.
I mean, yeah.
I didn't have
talk
any from
after.
I didn't have any from my original coach. I just had a reverse diet, just numbers, just macros. Yeah, I didn't have anything.
And I
either.
just
Been
did.
sick.
Yeah. But still to this day, I still eat the same thing. I still eat ground turkey and green beans every single day.
Isn't it hard to switch your thinking of other food groups that are out there when you've been eating that same thing for like, here's my rice, my ground turkey,
Yeah.
and here's some avocado.
Yeah.
And there's rice, and I'm like, and now that I have I just do macros. So now that I have like my macros, I can do a lot of it. Like today was the first day. I was like, oh, I got those goodles, those protein.
Yeah.
I
The
was like,
noodles, yeah.
I can fit protein mac and cheese in. Like,
Yeah.
that's okay. Like,
Yep.
it fits my numbers. But, like, to eat a mac and cheese, like, didn't even cross my mind because
Yep.
I'm like, okay, I've got a protein. I've got my rice. I've got my beef. I've got my,
Yep.
and now I'm like,
I've got my 3 bland things.
the other day I was
Uh-huh.
like, I'm getting an ice cream cone from Dairy Queen. It fits in my macros. But to think about
Yeah.
other food because you're so fixated for so long on certain food groups, you forget about like, oh, there's lettuce or there's like other, and then you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I forgot about other food
Yeah.
groups.
Yeah.
So you
My-
only had the macros afterwards then?
Yeah, just the reverse macros afterwards.
So how do you feel about the macros versus having meal plans? Like the next time you do one, would you like to do it like Katie did and just have your macros, or did you like having a meal plan
No,
given to
I
you?
want the meal plan.
Ugh.
I am very simple. Give me simple. Give me straight. Give me very direct. I am very simple and very direct. I cooked, oh my gosh, 9 pounds of ground turkey on Sunday and ate on that all week. Like, and that's it. And I just had frozen green beans or frozen asparagus. That was perfect. Simple, easy. But the thing is, I don't like cooking.
Yeah.
I'm not a cooker. I'm not a baker. So, and I can eat the same thing every single day, all day long. And it doesn't bother me.
Oh, I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny. I'm still eating the same breakfast and lunch as I've eaten the same breakfast and lunch for like a year and a half.
Yep.
I just change the quantity depending on what I want to do calorie wise.
Mm-hmm.
I make French toast with egg whites. I meal prep every
That's
day.
my favorite.
Yeah, French toast with a huge batch of French toast with egg whites. I have that in the morning with some blueberries, and then every day I have like 200 grams of sweet potato and 200 grams of chicken breast. And then dinner depends, but like I can eat the same thing. And
Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
No.
I have people I have really good friends who are like, how do you do that? And I was like, it's a mind thing. Like, don't tell me you can't do it until you try it. It's 100% a mind thing. Yes, is there some food that I couldn't do during my whole entire prep? It's just chicken, and it instantly pissed me off. Yes.
You didn't like sway too, right? You
Oh,
tried
no.
fish, right?
I did
Oh,
sway for
yeah.
1 week, and by the end of the week, I had to stand over the sink to eat it
Yep.
because it would come back up.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't eat seafood at all. Any
Yeah,
seafood.
I tried. Charlie put it on me for 1 week, and because it was so lean, and I was like, okay, I'll eat it.
I can't.
And my
eat-
husband
No.
tried to cook it. Like he tried, like again, bless his soul. He
I think
tried.
I did 16 boxes of.
Oh, you did
15
so
pounds.
many.
Oh, man. No, I love seafood, but sway is like not fit for human consumption.
No.
I don't eat any seafood at all, so that just sounds terrible.
Well, I mean, I'd much rather do sway over tilapia.
Yeah, tilapia is terrible
Yeah,
too.
because then he's like, you can do a tilapia after I told him about sway. And I was like, do you know what they eat,
Yeah.
sir? Do you want me to show you a YouTube video? No. No.
It was
So
like
I
I
went to
could eat
99 ground turkey.
yeah.
I could eat sway, tilapia, or shrimp. So I did like my first 4 meals sway, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna reward myself, and I'm gonna have shrimp for dinner.
Yep.
That was my way of tricking myself, but
Yeah.
that was only sometimes because shrimp, they're getting like 2-pound bags. Where sometimes it'd be like, well, I don't have any shrimp, so I guess we're doing sway again.
Yeah.
I
But you
can't
did
do it.
sway with like sriracha.
I did, yeah.
You just made like a big bowl. You were saying.
It just got to a point where it was just pretty much like a soup. I was just like,
Ugh,
it's
no.
I had to disconnect my mind.
Yeah.
I was just like,
this is just calories, man.
this
just
is
protein.
yeah, and I would drown it and stuff too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I would get very experimental. I remember putting like a bunch of mustard
I was
on
gonna
it
say
at one
mustard.
time. I did G Hughes until that got cut off because we were just very experimental with my whole body too, because I went into this very heavy, like a 20% body fat in like 16 weeks. So like he wanted me at 15. I just was probably dragging my feet a little bit in my prep to prep. So I went in at 20 and I got down to, I think, in the 12, like in the high 11s. So, I mean, that was a win for me. But so there towards the end, we were like trying to cut out like any G Hughes or anything that had any calories. So then we just switched to sriracha that had 0 calories. And then I went to like mustard and I was trying different things. Of like, okay, well,
It's
let's
so
try
sad.
different season. Yeah. We'll try all these different seasonings. We'll try this. So like, let's try it in the air fryer versus baked versus like, I don't know, and then to one point I asked my daughters to help me make some, and they forgot to pull it out on time, and it came out so dry, and I was like, this is a new one, and it tasted pretty good actually, just like a fish chip
I
because
was
it was
gonna
so
say, it was like
dehydrated.
it
So I
was
was just
Wow.
like,
very crunchy.
yeah. I was
Perfect.
like, we'll try it.
Yeah, I couldn't do. I don't think I would have survived doing like a meal plan. Like if my coach was like, "These are exactly what you're eating." I loved macros. I think obviously because I could figure them out.
Yeah.
But my coach did put me on a meal plan for the last 2 weeks, which is kind of odd. But I didn't know that, and it was like she was having me eat like 6 rice cakes with every meal instead of like rice or like which I had been doing. Like I've
Yeah.
been doing. To me, it felt.
Doesn't make any like.
It made no sense
it
to
makes no
me.
sense.
But again, what do I know,
Yeah.
right? This is why I hired somebody.
Yeah.
But again, with my background, I'm like, this kind of doesn't make sense. If I ever see another rice cake, I think I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Like I can't even get near a rice cake. She was having me throw down like 15 rice cakes a day. Do you know how hard it is to chew rice
Jesus.
cakes?
Yeah.
Let alone 15 of them. And,
When
then-
I-
and with nothing on them,
yeah.
like the plain, not even like a flavored rice cake,
He's
like
got us
Oh,
that
really?
lightly salted plain rice
man.
cakes, like 15
I got
of them a
rice
day.
cakes.
I was
It's
eating the caramel
awful.
ones
Right
like
before-
crazy.
The apple
Oh.
ones.
The caramel, yeah, the apple ones,
Those
the
ones are
caramel ones.
good.
No,
Yeah.
I got 0 flavored rice
Oh
cakes.
God.
And so
I
that's
think-
why I'll never do a meal plan again.
Yeah.
Like, keep me on my macros. I'm good. I can figure that out.
When I
so
got
much
rice
freedom.
cake, when I got rice cakes in my meal plan, I was like, "Whoa, rice cakes!"
Ugh.
But I only got it my peak week. So
That's as I didn't start rice cakes till peak week.
Yeah.
Like the last 2 weeks, because I didn't eat a rice cake up until then, I was eating like normal carbs, like rice and things of that nature.
But I didn't have that many.
No, it was.
I had 3 a day.
It was wild.
If that.
I was like, "Is this normal?" My friend's like, "Not really." I was like, "Didn't think so." But yeah, and just plain dry.
That's terrible.
15 of them.
Terrible.
I got honey on mine
Oh
Towards
no,
the
I didn't get
end,
honey.
right?
towards the end.
Yeah.
I had cottage cheese in there for a little bit, and I was like so excited about it. And then she was like, "We're gonna take that out." I was like, "Why?" Like, it's a sad life when you're like sad that someone's taking away your cottage cheese. You're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm devastated." And my husband's like, "It's cottage cheese." Like,
You're
I
like,
got
"But-
sad when I didn't have my salsa anymore.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I was like,
That was the only savior.
Mhm.
yeah, like that cantina salsa from
Yep.
Costco is like
Mhm.
5 calories. I was just like,
You make some giant egg white omelet.
egg
Yeah.
whites, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I got to points too where I was like trying to experiment with different ways to cook my eggs in the morning because it was like 2 cups of egg whites and 2 eggs, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna cook all the egg whites first, and then I'm gonna make a little nest in the middle once they're all done, and then I'm gonna cook the egg, and then I'm just gonna have like a runny yolk over the egg whites instead of it all mixed in. So I got all creative with it,
Yep.
and then it actually tasted good because then you had like the fat from the egg white, and it wasn't just like cooked.
Yeah.
I don't know. It tastes. Your brain plays some crazy tricks on you,
Yep.
and you just gotta trick your brain back. So.
Yep.
Yeah. How was your guys' cardio? Cardio crushed. I had so many stairs.
I watched you, and I was like, "Oh, good God, I would have died by now." When I was watching your stairs, I'm like, "He's on the stairs again."
Well, it got to like 60 minutes.
Yeah.
60-minute
yeah.
stretches for
Ugh.
like, and it was like 6 days a week. And
Yeah, I
That's
was
a lot.
I was 50 minutes of cardio, but I didn't have to do the Stairmaster. 50 minutes of cardio at a certain like heartbeat for 6 days a week.
Yeah.
It was rough.
And it's funny, like when my weight loss journey started with cardio, because that's as a fat guy,
Right.
that was my limiting factors. I've always been strong. My cardio has always kept me from doing things I wanted to do. So when I started losing weight, I just started focusing on cardio,
Yeah.
and I did so much cardio that I actually enjoy it. I don't, nobody likes sitting on a stair climber for an hour, but
No.
I can do it. It's like no
Mhm.
big deal. And I was doing this during this cut. I was finishing up my degree, and we did VO2 max testing in the lab.
Mhm.
And I got to get my VO2 max test, and it was
That's
like
cool.
53.7, which for a
Wow.
51-year-old guy,
That's
that's pretty darn
Yeah.
good. So the cardio for me was just it sucked because it wasn't high intensity.
Right.
I love suffering. I love killing myself with cardio, and this it's just lame. Like, cause it's just time, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's just time.
And it just sucks. And there's no challenge. If there's no suffering involved, I don't really enjoy it.
Mhm.
So it's like, man, this is lame. So I do short bouts of high intensity cardio, which I shouldn't have done, and then just do, then I'd get 18,000 steps in a day.
Yeah, step.
That's
Yep.
all I could do.
It got to interval training for us. It was like a minute on like a level 15 on the stairs, and then a minute at level 8. And then it was like when you're at level 15, you were skipping steps.
Yep.
Oh man, that sucked.
That's
That was
brutal.
like towards the area where I just plateaued for like a month in April. I think I didn't do hardly anything. So it got kind of scary, and we were just really like trying to figure out what was going on because there was like nothing. It was like right
Nothing was
around-
moving.
Yeah,
Wow.
and then that's also when we started carb cycling, and then we got to the point where it's like, okay, no carbs. It was just straight like a little bit of fat in the morning, and then just sway only.
Ugh.
Took
Yep.
away vegetables, like it
Yep.
was just sway.
No, it was funny. Like I've done this experiment multiple times. If I want the scale to move, just pull the carbs out.
Yeah.
Like, it's just every time it works. It just
Yeah.
sucks.
Carb cycling is something I'll definitely, and I'm,
Yeah.
I'm doing it now. Even
I've
even with my
done some
new-
variation of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's helpful.
Yeah, it sucks. It's like that whole free will though thing though, where there's
Mhm.
nothing telling you that like, oh, you have a stage appearance, and you're like,
Exactly.
today's your day. You're supposed to be carb cycling. You're like, fuck,
Yep.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe tomorrow.
It doesn't matter
Yeah.
if it's today or tomorrow, man. Really, it doesn't,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
matters.
I've been meal prepping for 7 days. At least 5 out of 6 of my meals, or 4 out. I don't want to cook eggs ahead of time. I'll cook
Yeah.
eggs every morning.
No, you can't meal prep eggs.
No.
I
Yeah.
tried that,
Gross.
and I did it for like 2 days, and I was like,
No.
this is gross.
all
I'll meal prep them
rubbery
the night
and-
before because
Yeah.
I have to be to work early. I have to be to work at 6:45, so I'll meal prep them the night before. But I'm like, not. I tried it for a whole week, and I was like, oh,
No,
those are not
Yeah.
good.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Those are not
They
good.
start to come apart in the fridge, and Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
One thing I did like about this whole prep is that it gave me new standards in life. Like, I have a vision board still up in my closet from 2024, and it said like 15%, because I was like, if I ever hit 15% body fat, I made it in life. And I got down to 12, and I'm like, if I ever get to 15, like, shoot me, you know?
Yep.
So, like, it's my new standard now, because I didn't even think that was a possibility below 15. I was just always a big dude, and I thought, like, 15 was, like, where you're going to be ripped, and then now it's, like, gross. Now I'm, like, hyper fixated on that. It's like between like 11.4 to 11.6, and I'm like, you get to 12, like, ugh, you know?
Yeah, you fat bastard. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So now I'm like, well, it's kind of cool, like, because it just resets like what you think is you're capable of.
Yep.
And like you do have to go through a lot of suck, and it just does reset your resilience level. You're like, well, I went through like 6 months or whatever, 16 weeks of self torture. It also helps you when things pop up in life and that aren't, self-voluntary, and you're like, well, it's like the David Goggins cookie jar thing that he talks about. He's like, well, you just got to pull from that cookie jar. Like, I've been through worse.
Yep.
So the more like voluntarily pain that you can put yourself through, and the better. So now it's like, what's my next carrot I got to go chase?
Yeah.
Because
What
if
is
I'm
it?
taking off like 2 years.
Yeah, what is
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah,
Tell us.
I was thinking about doing like that Spartan race in August, but I was like,
I've got, and it's funny because I do the same thing. I've got like a real tentative, like 3 to 4 year fitness plan, and every year I've got a different focus. And I want to do an ultra next year. I want to do a 50-mile ultra, and some point in the next 3 years I want to do a half Ironman.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
my buddy's doing that in a couple weeks. This one here in Idaho.
Yeah.
That one at Lake Lowell.
Yeah.
Or Lucky Peak.
Lucky Peak,
Sorry,
yep.
don't do Lake Lowell.
Don't
that
go
would
to
be
Lake
nasty.
Lowell.
Yeah, no, that would be. And yeah, it's a cool race, and so that's on my list. I'm gonna have to do some training for it. I love
cool.
biking, swimming. I can swim, but I've never done it competitively. So, but
Yeah, it's a 2-mile swim, right?
yeah,
And that's a very first one, so that's a full body workout. You're
you're cooked by the end of
Yeah.
that. Then it's
Then you gotta ride a bike.
and then you got to run a
work
half
out.
marathon.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
I
the
ran
bike's
one
last?
half
No,
marathon.
the bike's second.
Bike's
the bike's
second.
second? Okay,
The,
yeah.
the running is
The
last.
run's
yeah.
last, yeah.
All those are just terrible.
I ran a half marathon one time and finished, and looked at someone and was like, "Who runs that again? Like back to back to run a full?"
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
ran one, check it off the bucket list.
Yeah.
Never again.
I think that's my next bucket
Yeah.
list.
Yeah.
Is probably just to do a marathon.
Ugh.
It'll take me all day, but whatever.
I did 2, and I was like the last one. First one I did because it was my goal. The last one I did for a friend, that was her goal. And I looked at her when we got to the end, and I was like, I'm never paying to run again.
Ever.
A marathon?
A half.
A half.
Oh, half.
I did
okay.
2 halves. The first one I did because it was my goal.
Yep.
The second one I did for her.
You're a nice
And I didn't even
friend.
train that one. I didn't even train for the second one. And I looked at her at the end of the finish line. I was like, okay, never paying to run again.
Oh yeah. My
That was
cousin
fun.
runs marathons, and he
Yeah.
like has qualified for the Boston and like done this. I'm like,
Yeah.
how after a half I was like going to die.
Yeah.
I was down for days.
Yeah, it was awful.
When my trainer put in sprints for my cardio, I was like, I have to run.
Yeah.
I have to run a minute. I don't know. That was the longest minute of my whole entire life.
Mhm.
I was
I
like,
always
I
thought
don't run. I don't like running after, like,
Mm-mm.
running is not peaceful for me. It's not.
Mm-mm.
I much rather sit there and do stairs than run
Mhm.
or the elliptical.
I find like I have to get to like mile 3 before I just start to get into like a flow. But like those first 3 miles just suck, and my whole body
Yeah.
just wants to quit.
Like,
Yep.
it's not enjoyable.
No.
Maybe if I got to mile 3, it might be, but
No.
I haven't made it to mile 3 since my half.
Yeah,
I've never experienced a runner's high. I
I-
think it's a mythical creature
I-
because
it's-
I've never experienced a happy
good
moment
if-
while running.
Yeah.
No, I just like, and I enjoy. I do a lot of trail running, and I enjoy getting out. But the same thing, like some point, this is supposed to not hurt.
Right.
Like
Supposedly.
when do I
Yeah.
get there?
I was like, what mile does this runner's high kick in?
I feel amazing afterwards, like
Right,
right,
right.
but I don't think that's what they're talking
no,
about.
they're talking about like you go into this like Zen state and you just feel like great. And
Yes,
when you
it's
hit
like
these
you're
certain miles,
gliding, and I'm like,
what mile
Yeah.
is that at?
Where
'Cause
am I
I've
gliding
never
at?
I've never run
approached
enough.
that mile. I've never
I think it's
run
like your
farther.
peak week. Your body just, for me, it's
Just
like
gives up.
You,
Just gives
yeah,
up. Just hates
yeah.
himself.
You know, you're like, all right, this guy's not quitting.
Yeah, he's-
I keep trying to give him the signals, and he's not quitting. Like,
Yeah,
just,
right.
Just numb the pain for a little bit. I think that's as close as I've ever got to a runner's high. Is just that
Yeah.
pain.
Just-
Like,
Yeah.
Numb yourself.
it's just there, but it's not.
Yeah. Speaking of peak week, you and I were the last time we were doing stairs. I think I got there before you got there after me, whatever. And I was zoned out. And then Charlie came over to us and was talking to us. And he's like, how you doing? And I was like, I honestly am just pissed off right now.
I'm just in a bad mood.
I was like, I am exhausted. And so Peak week, that was the only hard part. I did cry on the stairs. I don't know how many times. The last 4 weeks, I was like, why am I here? And I just hated them.
Are you gonna do it again
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
next year, or how long?
Yeah,
You gonna take
which
a
one are you
year,
gonna
2
do?
years?
Next year is the goal. Next June.
Yeah.
We're going to do wellness
Oh, I like the
Yes.
switch.
is our goal.
Cool.
I did tell my husband yesterday or today that I wanted to get back on stage one more before switching divisions,
Oh, cool.
but we'll see.
Are you gonna try and do October then?
No.
No.
I was like, you have
Absolutely
to
not.
start
No.
your 16-week pretty much now.
No. No, if I was to do anything, I would only want to do it. I feel like I feel like I did not do my best on stage. My nerves got the best of me, and I was also freezing cold. I was so cold. I did better at the night than I did at prejudging.
Mhm.
And I'm sure all of us did because we
Mhm.
knew what to expect. But I also went into it reversed. I thought that prejudging was going to be like finals where we went out individually. I didn't.
Oh, I
Yes.
see. Yeah.
I was not told that it was the other way around until the night
Right.
before. No, I think Karen told me Friday. So the night
Yeah.
before, my
Yeah.
posing coach was like, "Oh, it actually works this way."
Comparisons first.
Yes, and I guess maybe I should have asked more questions before 24 hours. But I didn't. I figured I would just been given those.
Seems like
Yeah.
important information.
Important
somebody
Yes,
would
information.
share.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would need to ask, but
Order of operations. Yeah.
yes, but I didn't. I just assumed, but that's okay.
One thing I heard that was really cool. That I think I don't remember who I talked to, but I think they said their coach at the Mecca or something. They did like a fake show.
Oh,
That
we
would
did.
be
I did a
really
mock
helpful.
show. Did you?
A
go
mock,
to
or
that?
was it you I talked
I
to?
didn't do it, but
The posing clinic did a mock. They did
Yeah.
Yeah, a mock show. That would have been
yeah,
so
I
sweet.
would have.
Yeah.
I did that one, and it was a free mock show.
If I would have known about
And,
that, I would have.
Yeah, they were awesome. Kaylia did it, who is just posing coaching, and it was in Meridian, and we went
Yeah,
and
it
they
was
literally
at
did
the. Was that one of the?
posing. Mine was well. There was
Oh.
one that was like a posing clinic at a gym that I went to,
Was
but
that
then
uplifted?
yeah,
Okay, that's the one I think I heard about.
yeah, I did that one. But there was a way better posing like mock show where they like put on. It was at a dance studio where she does posing
Okay,
classes, and
okay.
literally
Yeah.
all the girls, a bunch of the girls actually competed were there, so it was kind of cool. And they literally run you through like, okay, this is how you walk out. This is what comparisons look like. They made you like switch places. Like they gave you numbers, like number
God, that
6
would've
and
been
number
so
5 switch
helpful.
places.
Very
That's what-
helpful.
yeah.
And they gave you tips on like switching places, like for women at least. Like they were like, don't put your butt towards the crowd
Yeah.
when you're switching places.
Yeah.
Like things you don't think about
Yeah.
until you're there, and then you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I shouldn't be like turning around and facing my butt towards the crowd.
Yeah.
And then they did that, and then they had you each go out and do your own individual routine in front of everybody that was there for the mock show.
Yeah.
That was
Very
so
helpful.
helpful.
Yeah.
That should've-
And
yeah.
they do them though. And I'll have to look at it, and I'll send it to someone, but I'll send it to you too. But
Yeah.
she's doing, I think, they do them typically around when the shows are
Which makes
here
sense.
locally. So I think there's like one maybe in September.
Yeah.
That's coming up, and it was free, and it was awesome, and the vibe was good.
Yeah, I know they do a bunch of those. I didn't know they did them here, but I know they do a bunch in Oregon and Washington.
Yeah. So she's
And I even thought that when I saw that they were doing like a posing class, I was like, I wish that was here.
yeah.
I remember thinking that like 6 weeks before. I think I saw
Yeah.
something that they were doing at one of the shows in
The mock
Oregon,
show
and I
was
was like,
Awesome.
that would have been nice.
It was very helpful. I will say I felt a little more comfortable knowing kind of what was going to happen,
Mhm.
kind of, but then you're
Yeah.
still like,
I mean, still,
you're still under stage lights, and it's definitely
It's still
different.
nerve-wracking.
And one, I think it was ours that we were in. Was it the 30? Did you do Masters 35? Okay, I think it was that one where they held us out there for.
oh, my
Ever?
legs were
Really?
shaking.
I was dying.
yeah.
Like we were on stage forever.
Yeah.
Because it was a big class. So like then
Mhm.
we had to stand on the side while they got the second class in, second group in of girls. And so you're like holding your pose on the side, and I'm like, are we in our front pose? Are we in our model pose?
That's a workout too.
Yeah, and
Like,
we're, like,
people that
still-
don't know,
well, you
posing's
don't-
a freaking workout.
yeah.
And you're still flexing, and you're like tired.
Yeah, you don't want to rest.
Yeah, you want to
Yeah,
rest
like-
because they're still looking
Yeah,
at you.
my
'cause you're
posing
still
coach
on
was like, they're
stage.
gonna put you on the side, so
Yep.
keep holding
Keep
your
holding your
your
pose.
pose.
Yeah.
And I'm like, got
They-
it.
They kept
Yep.
us out there forever in
Oh,
that one. I
yeah.
was like, it's never gonna end.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass out on the stage now.
I didn't know the other one. What was it? Like their courtesy pose.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Never heard of that.
they told
were
us
like,
that in the mock
yeah.
show.
Oh yeah, didn't know. They're
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay, you're gonna go back out there, give them a courtesy pose. I was like, what the fuck
Yeah,
is that?
yeah. They were like, hey, you get to. I was like, and what's that?
They're like, do a different pose than you've been doing. I was like, I've only been
I've
doing
got two
these
poses,
I got
bro.
two poses,
I've got
man.
two poses.
I got two.
You want me to hit him with like a double biflex
Yeah.
or something? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. It's like, I
Yeah.
had no, I never even heard that term before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hadn't until I did that mock show, and they're like, and then when you're in multiple classes, you'll do a courtesy pose. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
So we just had to go out there, and they were like, we all had to hold our front pose, and then they just called our name out. We had to give a little like dink, finger up, and then that was it.
Yeah.
But you guys, yeah, I'm like, oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do that other one, then you could do true novice again, right?
No, I don't
Because
know.
if you switch classes, I think you can.
Is it by class?
Because if you go to like, I think,
Ooh,
do they have a
that's a
class?
good question.
Like classic physique, you would be
Mhm.
able to do like classic physique novice or true
Mhm.
novice, right? Because then you've never done.
I think it's
Never
that
said
one
on stage
before.
before in that class? Maybe.
Because that guy just said that we were with took first in ours. He did the OPC.
But
like
it's
a
because it was
3
OBC and not NPC.
oh.
So I think if you've done an NPC show,
If you've been on stage at an NPC show.
on stage in an
Oh, just
NPC
NPC
show,
in general. I
you
thought
can't because OBC is a whole different like league.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's never done an actual NPC show.
Oh.
So that's why he could do it. Because I think there were a couple girls that did it too that were in Fit Model that had done one of those shows first, but could still do True Novice because it wasn't an NPC show.
Mm.
Also something I learned.
Yep.
So
But I
hot.
can do novice
But you can do Novice. Same.
and masters.
Novice and Masters. And
So you're
open.
not doing another show then? What about you? When's your next one?
Well, I'm in a reverse right now. We're trying to put on a lot more muscle mass. I'm hoping to do the June one again.
Again, yeah.
And then maybe the Salt Lake one right after. I want to do at least two because I'm like, I worked my butt off
Yeah.
to be on stage for 0.5 seconds. Like, I'm going to make it worth it.
Yeah.
If it's a week apart, I don't know.
We'll
I
see
want
what
to talk
my-
to your coach.
We'll see what my coach says. My coach is awesome. So he won't see. We flirted back and forth with like seeing how my build goes and if I could do bikini
Yeah.
versus fit. Because he's like, I think you could put on enough muscle mass to do bikini. But,
You can do
whatever.
both. I've seen. Well, there's some people that were like
Yeah.
in men's physique, and then they would hurry and go switch into or classic physique,
Yep.
and then go switch. So
I
like,
think it's too different.
It's too
It's too
different
different for
you
women.
can't-
Oh, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Fit
Yeah.
model,
Ones
you
you're doing a
can't
lot of
have-
Fit
muscle
model, they don't
versus-
want
They
you
don't
to have
want
like they don't want to
muscle-
see cap delts and they
Yes.
don't want to see tie-ins and then
Yes.
for bikini they want to see huge tie-ins and cap delts and
I've
all
seen
these
some
different
girls. They
things.
had like multiple medals walking out. Was that just because
different
they did-
classes. They
Different.
want different classes, so they probably want like
Oh, like
probably
an
want like
overall and
novice,
then-
35
Right,
plus
yeah.
or
Or
40 or open.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess because if you're like 50, you could do 35, 40, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
or you could do like say you went
But you're all in the same like
say you went
fit model or
you're all
whatever.
in fit model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
we go back and forth on that, and it's kind of we'll just see like right now is my time to take a back seat and help Jeremy get ready for his,
Yeah.
which I'm really excited for him to do. But yeah, we kind of laugh now because like I was trying to get his stuff together. I'm like, oh darn, my carbs got upped again. That's
Yeah.
a bummer. But we both still have one cheat meal a week with our coach, so we make that a date night.
Awesome.
It's
Yes.
like that's our that what I think was the hard part is like we didn't have a lot of like quote unquote date nights
Oh, yes.
because you
Yep.
want to
Yeah.
go to dinner
Yeah.
and you can't go to dinner when you're so close because you can't really it's not exact, right?
Mhm.
So we'd go on a walk or we'd do something like that. But I do think like that part's hard. I think your social life takes a little bit of a hit.
It definitely does.
Yeah.
I'm super lucky that my friends weren't like I would go out, but I'm like, I'll come to dinner with you guys, but I already ate my meal before we came.
Yeah.
Like,
I would
and
take
they were
dinner
cool.
with.
Yeah,
I'd
you could
my
take it
food
with
me.
you or
Yeah.
whatever. And none of my friends were really weird about it,
Yeah.
which is cool.
I never did that,
Yeah.
You never did.
but I also have 4 kids, and so going out to eat's like not really a thing.
Yeah,
So-
I'm like, I would not take my
Yeah.
children with me because no. But when we did get like a date night or whatever, like my birthday, my friends were cute and got me like a veggie tray. My birthday's April Fool's Day. So they got me like a veggie tray and put candles on it. They're like, we know you can't really eat much. So here's a veggie tray.
Oh, my birthday's the next day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I think I'll do June. And if I'm ready earlier, then maybe I'll do something earlier. But yeah, we're never allowed to prep for the same show. Jeremy and I are never allowed to do
Yeah.
that. No.
Yeah, my coach was saying that he thinks I should do like nothing until next fall, and I was like, I love hunting too much to
Oh.
ever do a fall show, so I'm a spring winter guy
Right.
only because
Gotcha.
I guess summer because June's kind of summer, but I was like, yeah, it's not worth it to me. I'm gonna be eating Little Debbie's in the mountains in fall
Mhm.
for sure. Sometimes that's the only thing that gets killed, but that is okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we're
I'm-
killing.
Yeah, I am definitely not giving that up. So I'm gonna give it like a solid 18 months.
That's cool though.
Maybe like closer to 2 years. Yeah, so 28, and maybe June 28th. But there is that show in the Oregon coast. That one looks kind of cool, and I think that one's like usually May, early May.
Is it
So
the
like if you do
Emerald
like
Cup?
The Emerald,
Yeah.
Emerald
That
Cup?
one I heard is
Yeah.
a really cool one.
so if you do that one, then
I've
you can
heard
do
that
like a
too.
month later and do Idaho, and
Yeah.
then end in Idaho. 'Cause that's kind of the nice part is like when it is close, you don't have to worry about hotels and anything else like that.
Well, that's why I did this show.
Same.
I was like, for the first show, I don't want to travel. I don't want to worry about
Yep.
any of that. I don't want
Yep.
to pay. I'm already paying enough money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have to pay for travel and to stay somewhere. And no.
The amount of money we spend on suits, you guys got it easy peasy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, did you guys know how much bodybuilding costs to compete in? I had no idea.
I didn't understand how much how much it was going to cost. Like
It's a lot.
you got the trainer, you got your posing coach. Because I don't know, do you need a posing coach after your first one? Maybe.
I think
I don't
some
know, like,
people
maybe
still
just a
do
couple,
like
touch-up-
tweaks and
yeah.
touch-ups. I think
So maybe
some
the
people
first
do.
their first show is gonna be expensive though, because
Yeah.
you got a lot of learning curves. You got
Yeah.
your coach, you have the posing coach for women. I guess you guys got a lot more stuff,
A
but
lot
just for
more
us,
stuff.
I had one pair of trunks I used for both, and there was like $80 on Amazon, and I thought that was
Oh.
expensive.
Congrats.
Yeah.
I wish
Yeah.
mine was $80.
Which company did you use?
The Toxic
So
Angel.
did I, because
Yeah.
I tried originally. So there's two different. Well, there's a lot of different
I was
ones.
gonna
but
say
the
there's
main
a
ones,
lot, but
the main ones are like Toxic Angel or Angel
Or-
Bikini Competition (ABC).
yeah,
Those are the
some-
two that I was like,
Gosh.
yeah, they're all
I know.
angels.
I
Yeah.
heard how much they cost.
Yeah.
Like
And I tried the ABC one, but the cut was wrong on the bottoms for Fit Model because Fit Model we have to have 50% of the glute has to be covered.
Yep.
Well, the ABC's it's since Fit Model's so new still, the ABC ones kind of look like whale tail, so it wasn't covering enough. So then I had to buy a second one through Toxic Angel, which I like theirs. Theirs fit really well, but I mean like just for our bikini alone, it was like $199,
Yeah.
$200, something like that.
Mine after done was said after I added the
Yeah, like you have, and,
you
they're
add
like,
the
"You wanna add
class and this, and
Yeah.
it was like 220.
Yeah,
oh,
It
plus
was
you guys
like-
got heels too.
and
right?
those are like 150.
Yeah, I went cheap on the heels. I got them on Amazon. They were $80.
Yeah, and then you
Oh,
have
that's cheap.
Yeah,
That's my whole suit.
compared to the
Compared to-
the other ones.
Compared
And then we
to-
have
like, they're like-
jewelry,
yeah.
Oh.
and then you
Yes.
have hair and makeup.
Oh my god.
If you're not, and you can't do your own makeup. because
No.
you could do your. I did my own hair, but you can't do your own makeup because how do you color match what this
This
color
is-
is
yep.
to
Yeah.
this color and look good on stage? So you have to pay for that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
a lot,
There's a lot.
and that's like the bikini suits are like $800.
Yeah, like the wellness.
Yeah,
Those ones are ridiculous.
way more expensive.
I mean, there's some on Toxic Angel that are like in the thousands, like 1,400. I'm
Mhm.
like,
Those tiny little bikinis are the bikini ones. The bikini division with all the crystals all over them is
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy a
minimum
sewing
of
machine.
7 or 8.
Seven.
Yeah, I was like, we're in the
Yeah.
wrong
Good
business.
Lord.
Mhm.
yeah.
I was just trying to do the math too in my head about like the spray tan of like
Yeah.
how many competitors there were.
Oh my
at,
gosh,
like,
they have it. They got bank.
Oh.
$180 I think in Idaho is $140 in Utah, but Idaho is way better. I don't know. I feel like it was
Huh.
anyway, but still, yeah, like $140 a person, and then they're just like
And half of that's
setting up.
cash,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Right.
They've got a racket. Like they're. I was
I know.
talking
I love
to
it.
I was talking to the guy, and I was like, "Hey, how does this work? Like, this is a really good business model." Well, you know,
What
it's
are
like you've only got
gonna
receipts for like two. You know, it was like what? It was like an $85 deposit and $100 when you show up. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
something
better
like
than half of
Cash.
that. There's not even a receipt for. Wow, that's really smart.
Yeah, and then the photos, he had
Yeah.
like a cash only deal.
Yeah,
Yep.
I did the cash only deal.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, all right.
Homeboys
Yeah.
only.
Then you pay for photos,
Yep.
and then you pay for if you got the video part, whatever in his deal, and then you pay for each class you're in, right?
Which
Yeah.
I'd learned. You were talking to Justin about because you paid for class there. They advertise that if you do late, it's more.
Yeah.
But
It
you
is
didn't
more.
pay
So,
more.
so I asked them that because I was expecting to pay more, and
Yeah,
they
it's like
said if
two-
you were like a brand new walk up and
Oh,
you
walk-
didn't have registered
Yeah.
at all,
That's
when
not how they
charge you.
advertised it.
I know that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that
It was
I
gonna be like
missed because it
200
was like
bucks.
it was like if it was anything after June 3rd, you're gonna have to pay the
Right.
full like $300 a
Yeah.
class. And so I was expecting, like, I was like really dreading it. I went and pulled some cash out from the bank and everything, and like I was like, this fucking sucks. And then he's like 135, and I was like, oh, sick.
Don't
Tap,
ask questions.
Take
Yeah.
my card.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I thought it was gonna be like 300. Like, no, that's for like people that just walk up and we don't have any registration for them. They don't have a number or anything. Like,
Wow.
that's the people that were gonna charge $300. Like,
Yeah.
But that's what Charlie did for Salt Lake. He just signed up the night before, so he's like one of those people, and then he did, he won it. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, crazy. I was expecting though, because I was like, yeah, we had like 3 people in our class, and I was like, I know I'm gonna win like some kind of hardware. But,
Yeah.
like, I'd like to have some kind of like feedback, and I don't even know why I did it, because then I went on the other one and I didn't place in the top 5 or anything, and then I didn't even wait for feedback anyway. I just left. So
No, I was like,
I think I just left.
I just like went out there. But then the second one, my wife's like, you had resting bitch face. Like, you should at least smile. And I was like, oh fuck.
But
Yeah, because I did. I got my pictures back in that first one.
you
I
just
was
looked
like,
angry.
Yeah.
Just look angry.
It's
my
like-
husband said the same thing when we were on the side for the 35.
Yeah.
He's like, you looked pissed off. And I was
I
like,
was trying not to
I
fall
was
over.
literally shaking. He's like-
Shaking, hungry.
He's like, you could have just smiled. And I was like, I was trying.
Yeah.
I was
You, like,
standing there
cramping,
for
like,
so
my calf was like cramping.
long.
I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing I did well at was I think I smiled at people. I think that was the only part of my posing that went well.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
Yeah.
you know,
I felt good about it. It was fun. I had a blast.
oh, I had fun.
Yeah.
I had fun the whole time. I felt better with my posing.
In
The
the
finals.
finals?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it was fun because you kind of knew you were already judged, right?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
so you kind of, that's out the window already. So
Yeah.
who cares? Like,
Yeah.
I could just go on stage and have a good time. I am what I am at this point. Like, I
Yep.
either got something or didn't get something, which
Yeah.
is totally fine. But, yeah, I think finals was a blast.
It was. And my whole thought was where I started
Oh,
to getting
yeah.
on the stage. Half the people can't do that.
No.
yeah,
People question. I had people in my life that question what I was doing and why I was doing it. And I was like, or how I could do it. And I'm like, you could do it too.
Yeah. And that's for me, I'm like, I kind of try to show it because I'm like, okay, I'm a mom. I have 3 kids. I work.
Yep.
I had breast cancer. Like, if I'm not special. Like, I'm an average everyday person. Like, if I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
Like, we all have a lot of excuses. Like, there are
Yeah.
plenty of excuses to not do it.
Yep.
But if I can do it, anyone can do
Yeah.
it.
That's a cool thing I've started to learn in my whole journey of just like, there's some people that I've like idolized. I don't know to say like idolized, but I'm like, man, this guy's got to be built differently. And then you get like opportunities to just hang around them. And you're like, this is a normal dude. He just put the work in.
Mhm.
There's
Yeah,
no,
that's
there's
exactly-
no difference.
Yeah.
No.
He's a normal ass dude.
yep.
Well, it's just like, so I also stopped drinking alcohol. Not that I wasn't. I
Right.
mean, I'm not a big alcohol person, but I liked my margaritas. I'm having
Oh, yeah.
margarita at dinner or whatever, a vodka and Crown. Loved it. I haven't drank since Disney. I had one beer in November with my husband to get him to do family pictures.
I like it.
That's all.
Mhm.
That's it. I had to just chug a Coors Light for
Yeah.
him.
That's how
And-
I was the same. And
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it until literally just had this conversation 2 days ago with my husband because I was like, dude, it's been over a year since I've had a drink and we weren't big drinkers anyway. My husband had a horrible accident, so he
Yeah.
has a mild traumatic brain injury, so drinking is just not a good mix with that. So we haven't really drank a ton, but I was like, I stopped drinking over a month before my first surgery to make sure everything was clean before then, and that would have been June. I'm like, dude, I haven't touched anything, and I don't find myself really
I don't
having
have
the
a
desire.
No, we went after the show. We went to Red Bench. I wanted Red Bench.
Yeah.
I wanted pizza,
I wanted pizza.
and everyone's like, "Are you gonna get a drink?" And I was like, "No, I just want pizza and my Diet Coke."
Oh, Diet Coke, me too.
And they were like, "You don't want a drink?" I said, "I have no desire. I have no desire." And my husband actually, he loves beer. He's a social drinker. He loves it. That's his thing on the weekends. He actually stopped drinking at the beginning of the year. I don't know if I was the reason, but he also has no desire. And I think it's because if I was a good drink, he would probably drink
right.
when we go out. But now that I don't drink, he's like, I don't need to spend the money because it's freaking alcohol. It's freaking
Yes.
expensive.
It is
Yeah.
expensive.
Like, I mean, I'm
Especially when you're out in public.
like, oh,
Yeah.
or that, like going to a restaurant. If we just get,
A $6 beer.
yeah. But when we've done it where we have gotten just a regular, like a soda or something, or not alcohol, our bill's like literally $20, $30 cheaper.
Yep.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
Nothing is worse than being hungover with 3 small kids. There's
Oh,
not
no.
anything on the
I-
planet that could make me want to do that.
Yep.
yeah.
That
Like-
does suck.
And then I'm like, I'm outgoing to begin with. So I don't need alcohol
I don't
to have
either.
a great time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to make a fool of myself one way or another.
Mhm.
So,
And you like me or not? So
yeah,
I'm
and
like,
it is what it is. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yep.
So I think that's definitely been, I didn't even realize it. Like, that's how much I was like, oh, I haven't. And that was another question a lot of people asked, like, what's the first drink you're going to have? And I'm like, nothing.
Yeah.
A Diet Coke. I
Yeah.
had In
Well,
and Out.
and then when I started this, I had a cheat meal.
Oh, good for you.
When I started this in 24, and then in January is when I lost that. But I had people were like, well, "What are you doing for your cheat?" Like, I was like, "Well, I'm gonna go get Mexican." They're like, "You don't want like a drink?" And I said, "No. If I'm gonna do something, if I'm gonna cheat, I'm going to cheat with food.
1,000%.
I'm eating
I'm
the
eating
same
those
thing
calories.
every single day.
Yep.
I was just
Yeah.
talking to one of my clients about that. I was like, the reason I stopped drinking, not the whole reason, but like the reason I don't want to go back is that I know how much the calories are versus how much food I could get for those calories.
Right.
It's,
Yeah.
not, it's not worth the calories.
It's not
Like
worth
two
it.
beers is like 250 calories. I'm like, that's a big plate of potatoes.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
And
those
to
are the
do-
same
yeah.
carbs,
Yeah.
but this is gonna. And like during my prep, I stopped drinking in 2023 just for. I'm pretty sure I would have got divorced by now if I didn't stop drinking. And then I started my fitness journey after that. So then I just never. And then my wife was pregnant during that time too. I just quit it anyway. But then on my peak week, my coach was like, "Hey, like there's this thing you can do to like really help shed, like mixing coffee and vodka."
I've heard that.
And I've heard it from like Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman. Like it was a big thing. Like it's not just off.
Yeah.
I've heard that one.
But I was like, it's not that big of a deal to me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna risk it because it's not like I'm an alcoholic, but I don't know where it would go back to. Because I could go forever without having a drink. Like I have beer in my fridge and be fine.
Yep.
As soon as I crack that first one, who knows what's gonna happen though? Because like I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for an efficient time, and I go hard quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's not that big of a deal to me. Like he's like, well, you could just drink like really sludged black coffee or something like to help you shed. And I was like, yeah, that sounds like a way better option to
Yeah.
me. And he was totally respectful. He was just giving me the options, and I was like, yeah, it's not that big of a thing to me to like a couple extra pounds to who knows what could happen for, and who knows? Like I probably wouldn't, but I don't want to take that chance. It's a lot bigger of a downside for me than it is for the extra couple ounces of water or whatever. I was
Yeah.
already depleted.
But isn't it crazy how it's so normalized to like drinking's so cool and so normal and like, and then when you're the one not, right? Like, and I'm not the type of person like you, if we're going out together, have a couple drinks.
Yep.
I'm never
Right.
going to be like, oh, you're drinking. I don't
Yeah.
care. Have some drinks. Have a great time. I'll Uber you. I will drive you home.
Yeah.
But
The other way around.
The other way around, it's like, well, why aren't you drinking?
Yeah.
Why can't you?
I got
why
that
don't you
when I
want
first
like?
started.
And
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
because I don't.
I
It's
just
the
don't
only
want
substance they do that's like, you don't do meth?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
not?
Exactly.
Why not?
Why
Everybody's
not?
doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Like,
It was just so weird to me to be
Yeah.
like, you don't drink? I'm like, no, I don't. I could if I want to, but I
Yeah.
don't really. It doesn't align with where I'm at.
Yeah, it's
like,
not.
Yeah.
It's not in my. It's not
it's
my
not
goals.
It's not my goals,
Yeah.
and I'm totally funny without it. So no.
No, I do. Yeah, I drink a couple times a year, and it never does it improve the quality of my life.
No.
Never.
No.
We go out like my anniversary. I love martinis. I'll have a couple
Oh.
martinis, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, and then I won't have martinis for a year.
Yeah.
And it's and I'm lucky. Alcoholism runs in my family, but I've never had a problem with
That's
it.
awesome.
I buy man, IPA sounds good, so I buy a 6-pack, and it lasts me a year.
Yep.
So it's like because it's like I'd rather have a diet root beer or a diet Coke or something like that.
yeah.
It's like
I'd much rather have.
Food, a
Food.
burger.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah, if I'm
rather
gonna- if
have
I'm
a
gonna-
burger.
if I'm gonna have calories, I'd rather cook something.
Yeah.
And it's I don't
It's
know.
just funny that that is how it gets questioned. Like,
Yes.
wait, you're a weirdo. You don't drink,
Yep.
and I'm like, no, not really.
No.
Actually, no.
I
I
have a
tried the
great time.
non-alcoholic beer too, and I was just like, man, I'm still paying $6 at a
Still
restaurant.
Yeah.
$6.
I did go with some friends to like a winery during Christmas. They did like a craft night, and there was now wine that was alcohol free,
Mhm.
and it was good.
Grape juice?
Yeah.
It was
right.
pretty much grape juice. It was literally what it is, and I was like, oh, this is cool. But I was like, I just want Diet Coke,
Yeah.
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 and I was like, that's all I want. Like I don't, even though it's alcohol free, I just also don't have a desire for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same.
Like
Yeah, I
I'm
went
like,
to a cigar night the other night, and I just went up to the bar. I was like, "What do you guys got that's not alcoholic?" He's like, "Want to get Heineken?" We have also. I was like, "You guys just like Diet Coke."
You're
yeah,
like a
Coke
Diet-
Zero.
Yeah,
Like,
Diet
he just
Coke,
like gets a
please.
little squirter thing. He's like, Shh, it's
Oh,
on
we
the
went
house. I was
to-
like, cool, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were actually just talking about this at work. We went, there's that, I don't know if you call it speakeasy, but that's by Mesa Tacos.
Mhm.
What's it called?
Yeah,
I
I've
can't
heard that.
remember. Yeah.
But anyways, they have the best Diet Coke because they have their limes are dried.
Oh,
They
nice.
like what is that called when they put them dehydrate?
They
Okay.
dehydrated.
Yes.
Interesting.
And they're like, and everyone looked at me and I was like, yeah. And they're like, of course you would know that. And I was like, yep,
Yeah. That's all I wanted was
That's-
a burger and a Diet Coke.
yep.
That's all I wanted afterwards.
I
'Cause
mean, I drink a
Is that what
Diet
you got?
Coke every.
absolutely. I went
I
to
was gonna
In-N-Out,
say-
got a smashed a double animal fries and a
Good for
Diet Coke. It was the
you.
Oh
best.
yeah, I think I remember seeing you were
I
just
took-
still all.
Oh,
yeah.
and I kept my tiara on.
Yeah,
I wore
that's
my
right.
tiara. Yep. Before my daughter immediately
I was gonna
stole my tiara because she was like, "I want a tiara." I'm like, "Well, that's a lot of pressure on mommy over here, okay? Like, mommy has to win a tiara."
Yeah.
Like, And I was like, I just need a tiara. I don't care if it's 5th place. Just give me a tiara.
I also didn't realize that they charged you to go in
Oh,
for
yeah.
like your spectators.
For your
Yeah,
spectators,
my
a
wife
lot.
didn't even go. She was like,
She's like, live stream.
no, she was.
Well, and live stream wasn't free.
Yeah, the live stream cost $25.
I didn't know that
$25.
either.
Yeah,
And
my wife was
I
like,
didn't
"Do you
even
want
know
me
there
to
was a live
go?" And I was
stream
like, "No, it'd be
later.
awesome." And then I was like, "Hey,
Don't come.
don't bother. Just keep packing. We're going on vacation. Just keep,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this myself. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it."
Yeah.
'Cause, I was like, "God damn!" Like we're
$70 for the whole day. That's what my wife paid,
Yeah.
and then I felt bad. Like my buddy's like, I want to come support you, and then I was like, I gotta let you know. Like I just found out this is $40 for
Yep.
half the
Yep.
day, and
Yep.
if you're gonna want to
not.
come, like at least come at night. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guaranteed a medal, so at least come tonight.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, no, we did it. I didn't want anyone except for my husband there. And I was like, you're getting VIP. And he's like, why? And I was like,
Like, I
well,
wanna
it's
see you."
$40 for pre and it's whatever. I said, you're going to save $5 or 10.
$10.
yeah,
And then I pick, because when you do VIP, you got to pick a seat. And I pick a seat. And he's like, and it's up towards the front. And he's like, so I have to sit by people? He's like, what about the one back there? And I was like, okay.
yeah.
I
It was
like,
nice. My
fine.
wife just like sat on. An
He
aisle
just
row,
sat wherever.
and
He
then-
didn't.
Yeah.
For prejudging, he sat in his assigned seat, but then for
Yeah.
finals, like I even sat in the VIP. I just went and we
Yeah.
just sat
Yeah.
wherever.
Well, so my husband got the VIP one, right? Because
Yeah.
he was going to come and he's obviously going to do a show and had never been to one. So he's like, oh, that'd be cool to like see the
Yeah, yeah.
process or whatever. And we were going to have someone watch our kids so he could come. They wouldn't come to the prejudging and then they could just come for finals. It's a long day for kids.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then, but how quickly they were going through everything. Our friend who's going to watch our kids wasn't going to be there in time because I'm like, dude, we are ripping through this.
I wasn't expect. Yeah.
And like girls were missing, like a bunch of girls missed their class.
I have a
Yeah.
girl coming on tomorrow that
Miss-
she
yeah.
missed hers.
Yeah, a bunch of people. Like it was, that was like gut wrenching seeing them in the backstage like crying, and I'm like, because just they were going so fast. So then
but I
he
think it
ended
also
up
wasn't normal because I think the girls
It
that
wasn't normal.
missed were not. This wasn't their first
No.
time.
1,000%. They were like, everyone who'd been there was like, I've never seen a show go
Yeah.
that fast.
For the prejudging, right?
Uh-huh.
Because then if you miss a prejudging, you can't.
You can't,
obviously
you're
go to finals.
disqualified.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so Jeremy like is watching live. She's like, oh my god, like you're gonna come up, and so he's like, screw it, I'm just bringing the kids, and I'm like, okay. So he brought the kids. And he's like, oh my god, it's so expensive. So the kids were there all day. So like that was not in the plan. So he never even sat in his cool little VIP
Yeah.
section because I had 3 kids
Yeah.
with him. Like luckily my mom was also in town because my mom came up to see it, and then I had 3 girlfriends that came. But I was like, I'll pay for your tickets because that. And they're like, no. And so they wanted to come, but they just came for finals.
Yeah,
But
I had
Yeah.
friends that came for finals, and I was like, it's $40. Like,
yeah, they're like, we
But I
don't
didn't-
care.
I didn't know it was 25 for the live stream until my mother-in-law told me. I was like, oh, well, thank you for watching.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
yeah.
Yeah. She's like, I'll send you a Venmo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
please request
Venmo
$25.
request.
I'm like, I'm so sorry. She's like, no, it's okay. I was like, I had no idea because I just sent the information out to friends and family. I was like,
Right.
here's a live stream if you want to
Yeah.
watch it. No idea it costs money.
Yeah.
They were like, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
I was like, well, you could have
then
been
we
here and
were-
it could have been more.
Yeah. And then we were last. Fit Model was dead
Oh my-
last. I don't think we left there until like 9 o'clock. Like
Yeah.
I think I got to In and Out at like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, we
I'm
got
starving.
to Red Bench at like 9 and they close at 10. And my husband's like, are you sure you want to go? Because he's one of those people. He's like, I hate going.
I don't
when,
like-
like when
yes.
they right before they close. And I was
Yep.
like, but I want Red Bench.
You're like, no, we are doing
And then
it.
he left the next day to go out of town for work. And I was like, no, I want Red Bench.
Yeah.
We're getting.
Oh, you didn't get your pizza that night?
No, I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But he feels
Yeah.
like
Bad.
it's
Yeah.
Going
yeah,
in right before.
Yeah.
right
closing.
before they close.
Yep.
Same.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yep.
we didn't leave
Just
there.
pre-tip them. They'll be fine.
Yeah. I was a
Which we
server.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, I was a server for a long time. So as long as you're tipping well at the end,
Yeah.
you could stay as long
But
as
I
you like.
wanted to stay for my to get my feedback.
So did
Oh,
I.
did you?
I
But
stayed
yeah.
for my feedback too.
What was your feedback?
So a lot of it was leaner. And I got one thing on posing from one coach, but just a little bit leaner. That was it. That was mainly
Mm.
leaner. Yep. I thought they were gonna give me more posing because for prejudging, I was just shaking. Like if I'm surprised that Justin said he couldn't see me shaking.
Yeah.
I'm sure they could,
Oh,
yeah.
but
So what is that like? I didn't end up going, but you just go up to the front. They're
Mhm.
all just sitting there, and you're
Yeah,
like,
it's
hey,
like
like
in a
number
line.
whatever.
Yeah, it's a line.
What is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yep. So they wanted that. it was mainly more lean, and then they did want more shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
I got more shoulders.
Yeah, I got that too. I got
Yeah.
more shoulder, a little more cap delt from one of them. They said I need fuller because I was so depleted. I needed like fuller glutes and hamstrings.
Yes, I did get glutes.
Yeah, fuller glutes. But I feel like that's in any division. They're always going to tell me I need a bigger glutes. But they said that, and then the cap delts.
Yep, I need more cap delts.
But that was kind of the only feedback really I got. They said the waist proportion was fine. They liked the color of my suit. They liked the hair.
Yep.
The makeup. They said that was all good. But they just said, yeah, just a little more cap delts, and then you need to be fuller. And I was like, you mean not depleted? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt like, and I was like, well, my trainer, he's been a judge before, so like, I'm not really gonna wait around. I'm now.
If I would have went when you guys went earlier in the night, I probably would have been like, no, I'm gonna go enjoy food now.
You're
we
already
literally
there,
went
right?
on.
But
and
I
got
was
off
literally,
and,
was
we were the
done.
last people
If
on stage.
It would have been, I was like, this is stupid just to leave.
Yeah.
I'm
And you
dead
get to,
last.
and you get to see them all. Like they're all the different judges line up, and you're kind of just like following one by. You don't have to talk to all of them, but it was kind of cool to hear like different things. But like one person was like, legs need to be smaller, and the next one's like, legs need to be bigger, and I'm like, help me.
Which one is it?
Which basically means like I think they mean like you need to be filled out more.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but it was kind of nice to get a little feedback because I knew I wanted to do another one at some point.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah.
I wanted it for that.
Same.
Which, like, looking back, because I had Justin take video and I was watching, and I was like, I see like what they're saying, and I completely 100% agree with them. But I kicked ass and I got on, so I'm taking the win. That's my win.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's
I wasn't getting on the place. I was getting on because I lost 70 pounds.
Yep.
And there's 1% of people that can do this.
Oh
It's hardware at the end of the day, or a TR at the end of the day. Like,
like I can't. I'm not gonna be pissed off. I'm gonna take it to heart. Like, yeah, that's great for me. Like, I know exactly what you mean. I see it in my videos.
I also felt great being a true novice because I was also like half my true novice in my class as class A. The girls are like 20 and 22, and I'm like, I still got it. Hanging out, I'm 38 right around these girls. Like, okay, I don't look like that was also a little boost. Like, hey, I can get next to these little 22-year-olds and still make it work. Like, so that was a big, like, especially after having kids, because I feel like people tell you, like, you're a mom. Yes, I am a mom.
Right.
But I'm a
Or
lot
I'm
of
too
other
old.
things.
Yep.
Well, I'm just like a lot of other
can
things
never do
other
that,
than
I'm
a
too old.
mom. Yeah.
No, I have a neighbor that says that, and I was like, no, you can.
Yeah.
But my other thing is I lost 70 pounds and I didn't have loose skin.
Yeah.
And I
Which
was
means
like,
you did it the right way.
Yes.
Like you
I was
did it,
like,
you didn't do it too fast.
Yep.
You did all your training. Like that's something to be so cool and so proud of. Like
it's cool seeing like those old guys up there, like really
Killing
old,
it.
like they're 60,
You know-
70.
you know,
and
it's
they're just,
funny,
like,
that
having
was-
fun, and you're
Yeah.
like,
That was part of what makes me not like think bodybuilding's not for me because we're backstage, you know, I'm watching the live stream on the TV and I'm eating my rice cake and honey and I'm watching these, God bless them, like awesome dudes, right? 70 plus class, and they look like these little yard gnomes out there, you know, and they've got the music playing and they got their interpretive dance routine they're doing. I'm sitting there eating my rice cake. I'm like, this is just silly. I'm thinking to myself like this is, and I like no offense to them, it's just I don't have a silly bone in my body, and when I think something is silly, I have zero interest in participating in it anymore, right? And it's just like, this is silly. And it was awesome because the crowd's clapping and cheering them on. And I was just like, this is bizarre. Like, oh my goodness.
But good for them.
But no, like it's so awesome. And they, you know, I'm sure it's not their first show. They've been doing this.
No.
The guy that did 80 plus.
He's been,
he's been doing it for
I
so-
saw him 2 years ago.
I worked with him.
Yeah.
He was I do welding. He did consulting for the company I worked for 20 years ago. And I put you to the bodybuilding show. I talked to him in the bathroom. I was like, hey, John. His name's John Cooley. He's an awesome dude. And it was like his 26th show.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I was like, man, it's so awesome. We had a great conversation, but it was just like, it's so cool to see that. But I also have a problem. My other problem with bodybuilding is any sport that is judged that is qualitative instead of quantitatively judged. I have a real problem with it because it's what do the judges think. It's not how fast did you go,
Right.
how big were you, how much weight did you lift.
Right.
It's
makes sense.
well today they like this look better, right? And I can't wrap my head around that. It's just not how I'm wired.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the other issue I have with bodybuilding is it's like it's subjective.
We need some AI judges next.
Right, you know, something, right? But even, you know, it's funny because the standard, you look at the history of bodybuilding, standards change year to year. What judges look for changed over time. And so what was a winning physique last year isn't this year, maybe, you know, and there's politics at high level, there's politics involved.
Oh,
but
of course. Sure.
but it's like, I don't know, it's just I have a problem with that because it's like I want a definitive answer. What was
On
my time?
why, yeah.
Yeah, what was my time? Oh, you know, hey, that guy finished the race in front of me, but my stride looked better. So I got the win.
Right.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm not into that.
And that's why
You
I
know?
think like if you're really into like wanting to go full blown, I want to be a pro. I'm doing
Yep.
this to be like super like I couldn't do it for that. I do like the aspect of though being able to like see my own physique, what I can
Yes.
do year to year against
Yep. Yes.
myself. That's
Yeah.
my bigger
Yep.
like that's what I am enjoying seeing. Like, oh man, like check out like I'm putting some cap on my delt. So
Yep.
like
Yep.
I am more excited to see last year's photos versus my
Yes.
next show because I plan on making them look way different.
Yep.
You're not focusing to make it a career. It's more of a hobby for you,
got-
but a personal.
And to make it a career, like no, if in the women's world, they don't make money.
No.
Like,
No,
and like, you
no.
make money through like your sponsorships and your
Yep.
brand deals, and like that's how they make their money.
Right.
Like I think the Olympia female maybe wins 25 grand.
No, it's a
It does.
disgrace.
It's something low.
It's something
yeah.
really low like that
Yeah.
comparative to the men who I think he wins like 500,000.
yeah.
But like the women makes like 25 grand. I'm like, no, I have mouths to feed at my house. Like,
Which is kind of crazy because like when you think about how many competitors there are for the women
Mhm.
versus the men. I don't know, maybe the Olympia might be different of like those kind of shows, but it just seems like there was a lot more women.
Yeah.
So like whereas like the same women's
Mm-hmm.
pay in like say professional soccer or basketball
Mm-hmm.
versus like bodybuilding when there's a lot more of these women and it feels like the women's Olympia does get a lot of attention and stuff. Like it would be a little bit more of a
Yeah.
prize pool.
should be. But.
Should be.
And I'm
Yeah.
also not willing to do what it takes
Yes.
to
No.
win a bodybuilding competition at the pro level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's probably a lot of like
I also-
anabolic steroids,
Yes.
and you have to be a very selfish individual just to succeed. Like
Yeah.
that's just to
Yeah.
get that far.
And,
Yeah.
and I hate to. You're absolutely right. I hate to use the word selfish, but it's apt, right? But you have to be able to put yourself first,
1,000%.
and that's really really hard to do and maintain any kind of normal family
Normal
life.
family
right?
life,
Yep.
or and I'm just not. I don't think I'm ever gonna.
I'm not built for that.
Yeah, and I'm not built to dabble in the anabolic world.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a hobby for me, so I don't think I'm gonna throw
I
off
think
my
peptides
whole-
is about as
I
far as I'll
love
go.
me. I love me some
Yeah,
peptides,
I do
but
too,
I
yep.
am not about to dabble in. Like you have to get the muscle mass that they
Yeah.
need at bikini to be a pro. None of them. I'm
They're-
maybe I'm wrong.
You're
but
not wrong.
None of them are, steroid free, and that's the only other thing I have an issue with bodybuilding in the women's side is you're seeing a lot of like younger girls
Yeah.
starting, which is cool. Like it's a healthy hobby if it's done
If
healthy.
it's done right.
But you're seeing a lot of coaches push like Anavar and steroids at 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And at that age, they don't want kids. Maybe they never do want kids, but you don't really know. And then say they do this, they run a bunch of cycles. Now they're 30s and they're like, I'm married and want to have kids. Good luck.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a hard part of the sport for me too. This is why I would never really like, this is not like,
A family
career
conducive
goal.
sport.
yeah, no.
And it even at the amateur level, like when you say somebody I do bodybuilding, you're associated with that. Like whether you like it or not, you're associated
Yeah.
with those people.
Mhm.
And and full disclosure, I'm on testosterone replacement therapy, so I take a little bit, right? But that's the other thing is the people that are doing it are taking just massive amounts.
And don't care what
Don't
they're putting in.
care.
Don't
they
care.
do not care. And it's wild that a sport that you would think, right,
Health.
healthy, we're going to the gym, we're training, and they're so far going in the other direction from that. It boggles my mind.
Mhm.
You know, because you can't. I don't know how you can do that. You look at some of the top male pros, and like they're walking around 300-pound, like lean,
2% body.
2% body fat. It's like you know what you're doing to your body, right?
Mhm.
And they don't care. They want
Yeah.
they want to win, right? And the women are the same way. It's
Yeah.
and for women, the anabolic steroids are even worse. Like the virilization they get and all that kind of stuff. It's just terrible.
And there's no coming back.
There's
from
no
that.
coming back. You can't
No.
reverse
You
any
can't
of it.
reverse any of it,
No.
which for
Nope.
me is wild.
Scary,
It's
and
like-
and it's like, man, why? It's not. Is this worth it? Is it really
For
worth
some
it?
people, that's what it is, and
Yeah.
It's that addiction.
it's the addiction
It's the
portion. I
addiction
think.
part of it,
Yep.
Yeah.
unfortunately.
I mean, it's fun. Don't be like
Yeah,
it's
it's
fun,
fun,
but
and-
it's. My friend always Heather always says, she's like, it's an eccentric hobby. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to wreck my life for an eccentric hobby that I
Yep.
have. Like, and I agree with that. Like, more power to the people that that's what they want to
Yep.
do. Like, you do you.
Yeah.
But I would never, I would love to try to, like, obviously be I'm a competitive person by
Mhm.
nature. It's like, yeah, if I can win like an overall or like
That'd
get
be
first in my
awesome.
class,
Cool.
sweet. Am I going to try to go pro? No.
Yeah.
No way. I'm
No.
not going to do what it takes.
No, it's
And
not
I'm-
worth
And
it.
I'm getting old.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say I'm also too
I'm
old.
getting old. It started my career a little late in the bodybuilding world.
Yeah.
We're pushing the 40s here. So,
My goal is just to do wellness. That's
Yeah.
what I wanted to do when I started this, and that's what
oh, did
We're
you
doing-
originally want to do wellness?
I wanted to do. Wellness. Yeah. Yep. I did not want to do bikini, and then Fit Model came out last year,
Yeah.
and then we're like, hey, let's do Fit Model.
Yeah.
Let's get on the stage.
Wellness will
Like,
be
let's
fun.
do it.
I
Okay.
think one of my other friends is switching from bikini to wellness.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's what we're gonna do.
I like
We'll
it.
see how long it takes.
Well, that's cool. You guys both got a year then.
About a year.
A little under a year, but
Yeah, it's all right. We'll
It's
make
fine.
it. I still got my cheat meals. We're good to go.
yeah,
I start on Monday.
Yeah.
right. Well, where's a good spot for people to follow your guys' journey at then, or even just touch up with you,
gosh.
Mike? I know
I'm
you
the-
don't
I'm the-
really. You're
I'm
more
the-
of a runner now, so
Yeah, we
Yeah,
gotta watch
but
you
I'm
run,
like
Forrest.
I have like the worst Instagram profile in the world. I do all kinds of cool stuff. I don't post any of it. My Instagram is Mike Wheeler CWI. There's a little bit of stuff on it. I plan to like make a foray into. I'm starting trying to start a personal training business here
Cool.
in the very near
Oh.
future as a sideline to my teaching gig, and
That's awesome.
see where that goes. But that's gonna someday I'll have a website for that too.
you
But
should track your journey to the ultra though. That'd be cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of those things. It's like I like doing really hard stuff, and bodybuilding is one of those. Like
Yes.
absolutely checks that box.
Yeah,
So yeah, I really want to try doing an ultra. I don't know if my knees will hold up, but that I say I'd never do a bodybuilding show again. There's certain set of conditions that might do that if my knees get so screwed up from running.
Yeah. They
I
need
might
something else to.
I might do that again, but yeah, I always like having some goal out there, right? Something that's not unachievable, but it's going to take some work
Mhm.
because otherwise I just don't have much. I can't convince myself to go train very hard.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I've always got to have something out there lined up. So
yeah. How about you, Paige?
You can catch me at I think it's Fitness Jones 89. Yeah. I don't remember.
I'll put a thing.
Thanks.
Yeah.
On. Yeah.
you're way better
Thanks.
at this than we are.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
And I know you got a bigger one too, right? Your whole fitness page and stuff. And
I just
and
have- yeah, I just have
wealth and
mine.
or not wealth,
Yeah,
but
just
wellness.
wellness to do peptides and all those fun things. And it's Katie_Roberts 4, I think.
Four.
The other three were taken.
Yeah,
but-
the other 3 were taken. So I'm like, "Whoa, that one's open. Yeah, I do. I've kind of followed like my cancer journey. So I talk about a lot of things like in recovery from double mastectomies. I have like links to things that helped me after my double mastectomy. I just got on with Evogen Nutrition, so that's new and
Nice.
cool. So I got an
Oh, right on.
ambassador thing with them. So
Nice.
10% off there. And then yeah, I do peptides, and I just show the messy family life of all of it
Yeah.
too.
That's awesome.
And
I
then
liked your reel you posted today
Oh,
about the you say
Drinking
you're
Mad
too old,
Dogs?
but you were drinking. Yeah.
yeah, when you're too tired, but you've been drinking. You used to drink Mad Dogs and go to work at 8 a.m. the next morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I just try to keep it real, and then I'm trying to help any cancer survivors. Sometimes it feels pretty lonely in that world. So, and to try to show people like, hey, yeah, it sucks, but there's life after, and
Yeah.
it doesn't define who you are for sure.
Yeah, go check out her Wild Chaos episode too, because just
Oh,
everything
yeah.
that you did with your husband's journey too,
Yeah.
and like helping him out through his whole motorcycle wreck, and then
Yeah.
just
Still fighting that police department.
oh man,
Hopefully we'll have it settled.
yeah. But
Hopefully.
that's a great story, and then
Yeah.
yeah. So I really appreciate you guys all coming on. This has been cool. I will see you guys, I guess, in another couple years. Maybe we'll have to do another one. We'll have to
Reconvene.
Yeah, but check
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Yes.
and then ask you how your ultra marathon. Ultra is just anything over a
Anything
regular
over
marathon.
technically anything over marathon length is an
Yeah.
ultra. Typically they're
27 miles.
Right, yeah.
Exactly.
They run a really cool race in January in Uahi's the Wilson Creek Frozen 50. They do a 50-mile, do a 50K. I think they do a 50K, 100K, something like that. And I've run the like 12-mile loop out there twice,
Wow.
and I ride mountain bikes out there, so it's really cool to see it on the ground. But that's my it's close. I can do it maybe, but that's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna try to do that in January.
That's awesome.
Right on.
It's
See if I can
so
do it.
cold.
Dude, it's brutal.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's so cold.
The first
Can't
one
we
I
pick
did-
a nicer time of the year.
First one I did it was 12 degrees at the start
Oh,
line.
no.
And the Waihees, there's like all wind.
All wind. It was
Yeah.
and it was the first year was
Yeah.
bad because there was like it just snowed. It never snows out there. It just snowed. It was wild. It was a great first. It was the first running race I'd ever done. It was a blast. I was hooked. So
You know, but that's something to say about like the most shittiest conditions are the most memorable.
They
you
are.
know?
Damn.
they talk about like first kind of fun, second kind of fun. First kind of fun's fun when you're doing it. Second kind of fun sucks when you're doing it. And afterwards, you're like, man, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Third kind of fun is you hate while you're doing it. And then afterwards, you're like, I'm never doing that again.
Yeah.
So I like second kind of fun stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like it.
Cool. Well, thanks everybody. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you so
That's
much.
good.
Thanks.